Live on a Wednesday night, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey, as it's the opener of a three-game series as the Grizzlies take on the Tahoe Knight Monsters. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. It's the beginning of a three-game road trip for the Grizzlies, and for Utah, they're hoping to improve here in the month of February. It's the first game in February. Utah went 2-10-2 in the month. Both of the victories were on the road in Rapid City a couple weeks ago, where the Grizzlies played outstanding offensively, scoring 14 goals in a three-game stretch. Well, it's the fourth meeting this season between the Grizzlies and the Knight Monsters. Utah is 0-3 against Tahoe this season, 4-8-1 all time against the Knight Monsters. Both teams had a three-game series over at Tahoe Blue Event Center on January 9th, 10th, and 11th. Tahoe got a 6-3 victory on January 9th, and then Tahoe won 6-4 on January 10th. The Knight Monsters completed a three-game sweep as they got a 3-2 victory on January 11th. So Utah's looking to find a way to get their first victory against Tahoe this season. And for Utah, they're looking to end a four-game losing slide as they come in with a record of 15-23-4. As for the Tahoe Knight Monsters, they've got a record of 23-16-2-2. We'll see what the Grizzlies can get done over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. We're hanging out in the Grizzlies lobby here in the Professional Green Studios, as unfortunately we are not in Tahoe. We're not even in the same time zone as tonight's game, as the Grizzlies will look for their first victory against the Knight Monsters this season. Goaltending matchup tonight has Dominic Bassey getting the start for Utah. He's got an .893 save percentage, and he has two victories on the season. He'll be going up against Jordan Paperny, who's got a .916 save percentage. For Paperny, he got three victories against the Grizzlies last month, as he was public enemy number one among Grizzlies fans' eyes, and we'll see what Paperny does against the Grizzlies this evening. When we come back, we'll talk about the newest Grizzly. Obviously, there is a day of the week that ended in a Y, and that means the Grizzlies made another roster move. We'll tell you who he is on the other side. And we'll also talk about the goaltending situation for the Grizzlies this week. We're in business on a Wednesday night, and you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West, or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Welcome back to the Grizzlies Hockey Network. I'm Tyson Whiting, hanging out here in the Grizzlies lobby, just hoping for a nice internet connection as the Grizzlies take on the Tahoe Knight Monsters in the opener of a three-game series. Well, today's a day that ends in a Y, and that means the Grizzlies made a roster move, as earlier today the Grizzlies picked up a forward named Yaroslav Yevdokimov, who just came over he played with two different SBHL teams this season, actually played in the Federal League this year. We played with Biloxi and Columbus, and he also has one game of experience in this league with the Greenville Swamp Rapids, the club the Grizzlies played just this past weekend. Yevdokimov had the legendary season in the Federal League back in the 2022-23 season with the Mississippi Seawolves, where he scored 52 goals and 49 assists in just 50 games. Oddly enough, he was just second-team All-League that season. I'm not entirely sure. 2 points a game. It looks like a first-team All-League player for my money. But Yevdokimov was outstanding that year for Mississippi, and he actually played pretty well with the Tulsa Oilers during the 2023-24 campaign, where he had 7 goals and 11 assists in 29 games. So he does have some experience in this league with Tulsa and does have a decent amount of success in this league with the Oilers. Last season, he was in the Federal League with the Macon Mayhem, where he had 17 points, 6 goals, and 11 assists in 21 games. Yevdokimov is going to be wearing number 19 for the Grizzlies, and he'll be one of 12 forwards for John Buchanan's crew, as based on the lineup I received earlier today, Grizzlies are actually going to go with the full lineup of 12 forwards and 6 defensemen. Well, earlier today, the Grizzlies picked up a goaltender as Anson Thornton was reassigned to the Grizzlies from the AHL's Tucson Roadrunners through the Utah Mammoth, as he's got an NHL contract with the Mammoth. Thornton will be the backup goaltender tonight, and maybe we'll see him later on in the Tahoe series. Thornton last season played with the Allen Americans, and he was injured somewhere in the second half of last season. It was actually a game against the Grizzlies at Maverick Center. So Anson Thornton's the backup for Dominic Bassey today, as Dylan Wells was recalled to the AHL's Tucson Roadrunners, and then he was reassigned from Tucson to the Kansas City Mavericks. So for Dylan Wells, he had 7 victories for the Grizzlies this season, although it looks like he's the new member of the Kansas City Mavericks. So we'll see what happens tonight, as Yevdokimov's going to be wearing number 19, making his Grizzlies debut against the Tahoe Knight Monsters. For the Grizzlies, they're coming off getting swept in a 3-game series with the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, as last Wednesday, January 28th, was a 3-1 score, and then Friday, January 30th, was a 3-2 overtime victory for Greenville. The Grizzlies did get goals from Evan Friesen and Tyler Gratton. And on Saturday, on Guns N' Hoses night, with an outstanding crowd of 9,589, the Grizzlies got 1 goal and 2 assists from Sean Kennedy. Andre Schreifels had 1 goal and 1 assist, and Reed Lebster added a goal, and he also led Utah with 7 shots. But it wasn't enough, as Greenville scored 3 unanswered third-period goals to get a 6-3 victory. Greenville outshot Utah on Saturday 32-31. The shot count was kind of a little bit odd last week in the Greenville series, but Utah did outshoot Greenville in one of the 3 games last Wednesday, 25-22. Grizzlies are 7th in the league in shots per game, and they're going up against a Tahoe team that on average allows 38.6 shots. So they're a team that will allow a great amount of shots, and we'll see how many the Grizzlies have tonight against Jordan Paperny. When we come back, we'll go over the lineups for both teams. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Welcome back to the Grizzlies Hockey Network. I'm Tyson Whiting. Let's go over the lineups for both teams. First, for the visiting Utah Grizzlies, who have a record of 15-23-4. It's their 26th road game of the season. Utah is 12-11-2 away from Maverick Center. Dominic Bassey will get the start in net for Utah. This will be his 9th appearance. He's got a record of 2-4-2 with a 3.22 goals against average and 893 save percentage. Anson Thornton is the backup. The starting defensive pairing for the Grizzlies includes Colby Enns, who's back after missing a handful of games. He'll be wearing number 5. He replaces Robbie Stucker in the lineup, as Stucker was placed on the 14-day injured reserve list. Enns will be paired up with Luke Salem, who has 1 goal and 10 assists in 39 games. So we'll see Enns and Salem. They're going to be the starting defensive pairing. We will see Aiden Hansen-Bucata paired up with Luke Antonacci, and Mathieu Boilard is going to be paired up with Noah Gansky. So that's the 6th defenseman for the Grizzlies tonight. Starting forwards include Evan Friesen, number 11, who has 11 goals and 9 assists in 42 games. Reed Lebster leads the Grizzlies with 22 goals on the season. He'll be in the starting lineup, as is the captain, Tyler Gratton, who has 8 points in his last 6 games, 4 goals and 4 assists. The captain this year has 10 goals and 14 assists in 36 games. So Freese and Lebster and Gratton are the starting forwards. Grizzlies actually have 12 forwards and 6 D. It's the first time since January 3rd where the Grizzlies will have had a full lineup. We mentioned the starters, Freese and Lebster, and Gratton will also see Danny Genev lined up with Riley Connors and Yaroslav Yevdokimov, the newest Grizzly. John Gillette's going to be lined up with Sean Kennedy and Mikey Koala. TJ Sneath is with Henri Schreifels and Mike Gillette. So that's the 12 forwards for the Grizzlies tonight. For the Tahoe Knight Monsters, Jordan Paperny is going to get the start in net. He was public enemy number one among Grizzlies fans' eyes last month in a 3-game series as he got 3 victories against Utah. Paperny this year in 20 games has a record of 11, 7, 1, and 1. He has a .916 save percentage and a 3.29 goals against average. The starting defensive pairing for Tahoe includes Lyndon Algier, number 7. He has 5 assists and a +10 rating in 28 games. Algier is going to be paired up with Samuel Maye, at least that's what the pronunciation guide says. Mayer his last name, but the pronunciation guide says his last name is Maye. Samuel Maye just came over from the AHL's Henderson Silver Knights. He has 10 goals and 12 assists in 34 games. So it's Maye and Algier, they're the starting defensive pairing. Starting forwards include Casey Bailey, who's been one of the best forwards in the league. Bailey, 17 goals in 43 games. Trent Zwick and Kevin Wall are the other starting forwards. We'll come back and have face-off on the other side. You've been tuned into the pregame report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
It's a great night for hockey as 2 big standings points are on the line as the Utah Grizzlies are taking on the Tahoe Knight Monsters in the opener of a 3-game series. Grizzlies are in a white jersey with black numbers and professional green trim. They've got white helmets. Tahoe's got a multicolored jersey as they've got quite a bit of teal mixed into the uniform. Referee tonight is Grant Hendrick. The linesmen are Cameron Dykstra and Austin Bove. Tahoe has lost 4 in a row. They were 6-5-1 in the month of January. And for the Grizzlies, they're looking to improve here in the month of February. It's going to be a very busy month. Utah was just 2-10-2 in the month of January. Forwards for the Grizzlies, Gratton, Friesen, and Lebster. And Evan Friesen's going to take the draw for Utah against Casey Bailey. 20 minutes are put on the scoreboard clock, and we ask for a ton of patience. Unfortunately, we are at the feed of the mercy of this one terrible camera feed that unfortunately looks like it's going to be freezing from time to time. As life has given us some lemons, we're just going to try to make some sweet-tasting lemonade. As Tahoe wins the draw, they dump it in. Massey around the boards towards the near side. As the Night Monsters get it back to the corner. As Kevin Wall gets pushed by a Grizzly. As Utah back towards center ice. As Colby ends back after missing a handful of games. Puck hipping opposite center ice. Tahoe back in their own zone as we played about 30 seconds of this game. Nobody has taken a shot as of yet. As Wall will chip it towards the middle of the ice, and it's taken back by Utah as the whistle blows and offside of the Night Monsters as we get our first whistle 34 seconds into the game. Who's your pick to click? Who's going to be the player of the game for the Grizzlies tonight? I don't know. Sean Kennedy was the star of stars on Saturday with 1 goal and 2 assists, but I'm going to go with Riley Connors, who has 5 goals and 3 assists on the season. Draw's going to be a neutral ice. Connors will take the drives out there with Danny Genev and Yaroslav Yevdokimov making his Grizzlies debut He becomes the 47th different player to appear in a game for the Grizzlies this season. Utah, for the first time in a month, has a full complement of skaters, 12 forwards and 6 defensemen. Yevdokimov's wearing number 19. He actually was pretty productive with Tulsa during the 2023-24 season. As Grizzlies right wing ship, centering pass, shot to score! Grizzlies get on the board as Luke Antonacci was cutting towards the net. And it's Antonacci getting his second of the year. And 49 seconds into the game, the Grizzlies take a 1-0 lead. Boy, Utah had the puck on the right wing, centered it to Antonacci, who put it away. Well, I'd like to see a replay. Unfortunately, my screen was frozen for a little bit, so I didn't get a great view of it. But the Grizzlies get on the board 49 seconds into the game. And that's certainly been one of the big differences for the Grizzlies on the road as opposed to at home, as Utah has done a good job getting on the board early on in games away from Maverick Center. As the draw won by Utah, as the puck will skip towards Noah Gansky, who's in the Grizzlies zone. So we believe Antonacci gets his second of the year as Genev gets it head towards Yevdokimov, who gets cut out in front. As the Knight Monsters will feed it out to center ice off the near wing boards. It goes towards Noah Gansky. Grizzlies skate from right to left as we attempt to see the game on Flow Sports. Antonacci scored with Connors and Genev getting the assist 49 seconds into the game. As Yevdokimov off his stick, as the puck will roll into the Tahoe zone. As the Knight Monsters at neutral ice, John Gillette on the ice wearing number 24. He's out there with Sean Kennedy. As the Knight Monsters, a minute and a half in, as they're still in their own zone. Unfortunately, my screen's been freezing, which is not ideal for a continual action sport like hockey. As the Knight Monsters out to center ice, and a glance off a Tahoe stick. Tahoe in a mostly white-black jersey with a little bit of teal and white mixed in. Off the stick of Mikey Coella, number 96, as the puck will trickle towards Kennedy. Kennedy over the offensive line before he gets back checked by Connor Merritt, number 14. As the puck back towards Tahoe as they skate over the offensive line. It's taking the puck is number 12, Blake Wells, who was with the Grizzlies last season. Up top, lefty shot goes wide. That shot was taken by Samuel Maillet. At least that's what the pronunciation guide says. Maillet, high slot. His shot's blocked. Now right wing, Tahoe fires towards the net, and that one's blocked as well. That shot from the right point was taken by Lyndon Algier as the puck towards the left corner. And as Tahoe gets back behind the net, as Mike Van Noonen, Anthony Collins gets up top as it goes towards the left point and back towards Tahoe's in their own zone. Looks like it made a bad choice with location of trying to find internet connection as the puck will slide towards Trent Zwick off his stick on towards Bassi, who covers up as he stops play as there's 17:21 left in the first. So Grizzlies get an early goal as Luke Antonacci scored 49 seconds in with Riley Connors and Danny Genev getting the assist. For Genev, it's his 21st assist of the season, which means he's now tied with Aiden Hansen-Buchanan for the club lead. And my pick to click, Riley Connors already with a point. He now has 4 assists on the year. As the faceoff's going to be over in the far circle, and it's won by Tahoe as Utah leads 1-0 as we played about 3 minutes of this game. As Kevin Wall gets the puck, left circle, righty shot, saved by Bassi off his chest. As behind the net, Friesen gets it towards Noah Gansky on the far side. Gansky gets ahead to Lepster's got 22 goals this season. Lepster will backhand it in deep as Grattan chases after along with Friesen. Puck in the right corner as Lepster gets double-teamed. Tahoe along the boards will chip it back behind their net. As now it goes out towards center ice. Boilar will throw it back in. Boilar collides with Trent Zwick, number 76. Zwick is 6'6" and 207 pounds. He has 14 goals this season. Puck deep in the Grizzlies zone. As taking the puck is Mike O'Leary, number 10, as he battles with Colby Enns. Now the Knight Monsters look for a centering pass. Luke Adam chipped it off a Grizzly stick. Right wing shot saved by Bassi. Grizzlies come back the other way. Lepster head towards Grattan down the middle of the ice. Grattan gets back check, gets it back towards Lepster. Shot, a score! Grattan to Lepster to the back of the net. And Utah takes a 2-0 lead about 4 minutes in. Boy, for the second time tonight, the Grizzlies get in the transition game. Grattan had the puck in the middle of the ice, fed it to his right, and Reed Lepster put it away. Lepster with his 23rd of the year. And Tyler Grattan's going to get the main assist. And for Grattan, he stays red hot. He had 8 points in his last 6 games coming into play. And now Grattan gets his 15th assist of the year. So just like that, it's 2-0 Grizzlies, and the chairs aren't yet warm over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. So Grizzlies really working the transition game, utilizing their speed. And the Grizzlies already with 2 goals over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. And now it looks like there's a couple players talking with the referee out of the scores table. Could they be going to video replay? I don't know why. Hard to really say, but we believe it's 2-0 Grizzlies. It looks like there's a little bit of a delay before they drop the puck. So Antonacci scored 49 seconds in with Connors and Genev getting the assist. Now Reed Lepster 3:41 in with Tyler Gratton getting the assists. As multiple officials are talking things over. There's just one referee this week. And not entirely sure why there'd be a bit of a delay. We do know that last month in Tahoe, there was a delay, and they made a goaltender change, did the Knight Monsters, away from the screen. So both teams have 2 shots, and the Grizzlies have 2 goals. As Antonacci and Lepster have each found the back of the net. So good start to this series for the Grizzlies, who are obviously looking for a much better month of February. And really a big thing, you talk about the Grizzlies being 12-11-2 on the road this season. A big part of that's been the Grizzlies' success early in games on the road. For the Grizzlies, obviously scoring first, it's the 14th different road game that the Grizzlies have had this season where they've scored first. Utah has scored first in 14 of the 26 road games this season. Utah, when scoring first on the road, has a record of 10-2-1. So it is 2-0 Utah. Andre Schreifels will take the drives out there with TJ Sneath and Mike Gillette. And so it's a fast start for Utah. 2 goals on 2 shots, about 4 minutes in. As the Grizzlies have the puck as they're deep in their own zone, skating from right to left. As now the puck slides from neutral ice all the way towards Paperny, and he will cover up as Mike Gillette was chasing after the puck. So we get a whistle as there's 16:06 left in the first period. And Utah has a 2-0 lead. The Grizzlies have been in the middle of the pack offensively all season. They're averaging 3.02 goals per game, which is 14th in the 30-team league. Grizzlies have been a high shot volume type of club. They're 7th in the league in shots per game at 32.45. As taking the puck is TJ Sneath. Now it goes towards the left wing, and please bear with me. Unfortunately, my screen's been freezing as I must have chosen a bad spot. I thought there was good internet here in the Grizzlies lobby, and I guess I was wrong. Anson Buchanan towards the near side over to Schreifels, who will pitchfork it ahead as the puck will hippity up towards center ice. Tahoe reverses it back in as the puck along the boards towards the right side. Hanson Buchanan collides with Adam Pitters. Pitters, number 21. Grizzlies down the middle of the ice. TJ Sneath will cross center ice. He's got good speed. He'll stop at the center red line, and he'll drive it in as Paperny behind his net. As we played about 4.5 minutes in, Utah leads 2-0 on goals from Luke Antonacci and Reed Lepster. As Utah gets it towards Luke Salem, he'll chip it off the glass. The puck will wobble out to center ice as you have Donkamov in the area. He's out there with Genev and Connors. Now right wing, Grizzlies skate around Paperny's net. Noah Gansky with an A on his sweater. Up top towards Salem. Across, you have Donkamov. Up top, Connors. Right side, no bounce to the left corner. You have Donkamov. Noah Gansky in the area. You have Donkamov's got pretty good size. He's a 10th-year pro. You have Donkamov listed at 6'1" and 190 pounds. Now the puck is entered from the right side. Grizzlies, you have Donkamov. Gets to Genev. Right wing, lefty shot. Saved by Paperny. Loose puck towards the left circle. It's taken by the Knight Monsters. Tahoe crosses center ice. Trent Zwick trying to chip it towards the middle of the ice for a cutting Kevin Wall. Now the Grizzlies have it behind their net. As we played about 5.5 minutes in, Utah leads 2-0. As towards the far corner, Luke Salem gets it. Salem in his second full season as a pro over to Danny Genev, and he'll loft it out towards center ice. Now back into the Grizzlies zone towards the right wing. Salem and Connors battle with a couple Knight Monsters. Brennan Kapchek, number 96, trying to hack the puck away from the ankle of Salem. Genev looking nearby as Connors gets held up along the boards by Kevin Wall. Now Genev over in the corner. Connors in the area as Kapchek, wearing number 96, gets it back towards the corner that he vacated. Kevin Wall spins it around the boards as it goes back in deep towards the left goal line. Grizzlies get it past Genev out to center ice as Tahoe now back at their blue line. Night Monsters will switch up skaters. Mike Van Unen, number 44 on the ice. He used to play with the Allen Americans. Ahead passes wide of Luke Adam, the Tahoe captain, who's been a pro for a decade and a half. Grizzlies cross center ice. Antonacci bounced the puck off the right wing boards. Now Antonacci gets hit by Lyndon Algier, number 7. As action deep in the Tahoe zone over in the left corner as a Grizzly gets held up. And it goes back towards the left wing. Mikey Coelho, lefty shot is blocked. Puck will slide towards the Utah line as Hanson Bukata runs it down. Now the Grizzlies will loft it out to center ice as Taylor gets pushed to the boards by a Grizzly. Kalen Taylor was the captain at Clarkson University last season. Grizzlies moving out towards the right wing, and it goes out of play as Derflinger raised his right arm, and the puck goes out of play. Looked like Tahoe might have wanted delay of game or something of that nature. 12:55 is left in the first period. Utah leads 2-0 on goals from Luke Antonacci and Reed Lepster. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear, we made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down, we go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
Faceoffs at center ice, and what a start for Utah as there's 12:55 left in the first period. Grizzlies lead 2-0 as Luke Antonacci scored 49 seconds in, and Reed Lepster extended the lead to 2-0 as he scored 3:41 in on a great feed from Tyler Gratton. As Grizzlies have the puck deep in the offensive zone as it goes towards the right wing. Kennedy in the area along with a couple other Grizzlies, and the puck will slide back towards Utah ice. Grizzlies skate from right to left here in the first period as Luke Salem runs it down sporting a mustache as Salem collides with Jake Derflinger. Puck back to neutral ice. Grizzlies dancing back and forth in a white jersey top with black numbers, professional green trim. As there's 2:15 left in the first period, or 12:15, Grizzlies skied out towards center ice as Blake Wells tried to leap at center ice to play the puck. Now it goes towards the Utah line as Colby Enzel fired off the far wing boards. Enz essentially replaces Robbie Stucker in the Utah lineup as Stucker was placed on the 14-day injured list as he ricocheted his knee off the boards early in the third period on Saturday's Guns N' Hoses Classic against the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. Gansky back deep in his own zone as the Grizzlies spread the ice as Utah gets towards Colby Enz, who will pitch it out to center ice. Puck goes towards Brennan Kapchek. Now he'll feed it to the middle of the ice as Blake Wells will dump it into the right corner. Wells chasing after it. He collides with Noah Gansky. Now Anthony Collins, a longtime pro, chips it up top. Now Kapchek gets it in the right point. He fires a righty shot, gets redirected. Bassey makes the save. Boy, what a tricky hop there. It took off a stick, and Dominic Bassey did a great job getting the puck as it redirected, and he was able to collapse it about chest high. Boy, what a stop by Dominic Bassey. That's the best one he's made in quite some time as he holds on with 11:22 left in the first period. Boy, in those redirections, if you're a goaltender, you're just kind of guessing as to where the puck's going to end up. And Bassey was able to guess correctly. Dominic Bassey's done an outstanding job the last 5 or 6 games, keeping the Grizzlies in every game. Bassey, in his last 5 appearances, has a save percentage of .913. Grizzlies get the puck towards the middle of the ice. Mike Gillette chasing after it, as is TJ Sneath, as the Knight Monsters get it back towards the offensive zone. Unfortunately, the screen's freezing here and there, so we're just going to have to pick up pieces where we can. as Hanson Buchanan towards the far corner. Not ideal for a continually action sport like hockey to have your screen freeze every 30 seconds. As the Knight Monsters out towards center ice, Hanson Buchanan dances around with Bailey nearby. Now Schreifel's right wing will take a lefty shot. Saved by Paperny. And he will hold on as after the whistle, Schreifels gets nudged in the side by a couple Knight Monsters. But what a good shift for Andre Schreifels, who had a pretty good look on the right wing, as Utah's already up 2-0, and Schreifels trying to extend Utah's lead to 3-0. Schreifels and Sean Kennedy really stepped forward and played well for the Grizzlies last Saturday against the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. Schreifels picked up his first 2 points as a pro, as he had 1 goal and 1 assist last Saturday. Sean Kennedy had 1 goal and 2 assists. Those two were outstanding in Utah's 6-3 loss to the Greenville Swamp Rabbits in front of a season-high crowd of 9,589. Shot from the right wing taken by Genev, who leads the league in shots on goal. That's blocked as Tahoe comes back the other way. Knight Monsters up top as Nate Callan gets towards the left wing. Lefty shot saved by Bassey. Everybody tapping away as Connors battles in front of the net. Now down the middle of the ice. Lefty shot, and that one goes wide. That shot was taken by Anthony Collins, I believe, and actually make that Luke Adam, number 19. Salem crosses center ice. No whip it around the boards. Geneva, the first-year pro out of Penn State, lets it go as the puck goes to center ice. As Utah back in their own zone, Luke Salem, rink-wide feed, angle right. And I believe that went tape to tape. Grizzlies towards the right wing, backhand shot. That misses wide. As Genev is out there with Antonacci, as Genev gets nudged in the back by Adam Pitters. As the Knight Monsters out to center ice. Hanson Buchanan builds a wall at neutral ice. Knight Monsters throw it in. Antonacci will fire it off the near wing boards. Jake McGrew, number 15, plays it for Tahoe as he gets held up by Mikey Koala. McGrew, a native of Orange, California. McGrew, 26 years old, as the Grizzlies will play it a neutral ice. Now the Knight Monsters throw it in. As the puck goes towards the left corner, as Antonacci gets hit by McGrew. As the puck will slide behind Bassey's net as it goes towards Antonacci, who's already got a goal tonight and 2 on the season. He's been a strong pickup. He played at Lake Superior State earlier this season. As Tahoe, they're back at neutral ice. As with the puck is McGrew, and he'll fire it on towards Bassey, who sticks it away towards the far corner. Antonacci will drop it for Noah Gansky, as there's just under 9 minutes left in the first period, and Utah leads 2-0, as Antonacci and Reed Lebster each scored in the first 4 minutes of the game. As Tahoe enters from the left wing, Blake Wells dangling back and forth. Left circle, shot saved by Bassey. Ricocheted off his glove, and Bassey dives in front of the crease to cover up. 8:46 left in the first period, and shots are pretty close to even, and Utah leads 2-0. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe that you should get more from less. Like exclusive tires we design ourselves means more tires made for the roads that you drive, less compromise. And we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. And our 60-day satisfaction guarantee means you'll be way more satisfied and way less stressed. For all this and more, you get more from less.
Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. As Utah leads 2-0, Luke Antonacci scored 49 seconds in with Riley Connors and Danny Genev getting the assist. And then Reed Lebster extended the lead 3:41 in as he got his team leading 23rd of the year with Tyler Gratton picking up the assists. Both teams have 7 shots. Draws in the Grizzlies zone in the far circle. It's taken by Utah. Grizzlies skate from right to left as we attempt to see the game as Gansky will slide one deep. But Perny lets it go, and icing is on Utah as there's 8:37 left in the first period. Of the 7 shots Utah has so far, Danny Genev leads the way with 2, and 5 other Grizzlies with 1 shot on goal. Evan Friesen out there with Lebster and Tyler Gratton. That's been a very strong and productive forward line for the Grizzlies over the last couple weeks. Tahoe's lost 4 in a row. They were 6-5-1 in January. Grizzlies have lost 4 in a row, so both teams looking to find a way to get back on the winning road. As Tahoe, actually, I think the Knight Monsters did get a victory in their first game in February to end the losing streak. The Grizzlies get towards the Freese in the middle of the ice. His shot is blocked away as Samuel Maillet blocked the shot on the back check from Friesen. As Gansky fires it back in, as there's just over 8 minutes left in the first period. As the Grizzlies back at their blue line, Colbians will slice one across to Salem. Salem ahead to center ice, and it's taken back by the Knight Monsters. As Samuel Maillet, at least that's what the pronunciation guide says, he's got the puck in the left point. He has 10 goals this season. Maillet feeds to the left goal line. Now around the net. Swick, firing pass, righty shot, saved by Bassey, and he holds on as Swick found Mike Van Unen out in front of the net. And Van Unen, the former Allen American, fired away, but Bassey makes the stop with 7:47 left in the first. Both teams will switch up skaters. Grizzlies, for the first time since January 3rd, have a full complement of 12 forwards and 6 defensemen. Mike O'Leary taking the draw for Tahoe against Henri Schreifels. Schreifels 6'1", 195 pounds. Grizzlies win the draw as they'll slice it off the boards. Mike Gillette collides with Kalen Taylor as Gillette's able to float it into the Knight Monsters zone. As the puck towards the far corner as Gillette in the area. Now the Grizzlies come away with it. Riley Connors around Tahoe's net. Connors down the left wing. Righty shot. And that one goes wide as he tried to fire it over the right shoulder of Paperny. As puck towards TJ Sneath off his stick. Gillette around the boards. As Hanson Bucata off his stick now. Tahoe will race across center ice. Taking the puck is Devin Poliani. Poliani stops behind Utah's net, tried to curl it out in front. It's taken away by Connors off his stick. Genev one hands it ahead. As the Knight Monsters back, they retreat the puck in their own zone as there's less than 6-7 minutes left in the first period. Tahoe's outshot Utah 8-7, but the Grizzlies have a 2-0 lead. Boilar back behind his net as goes towards the far corner. Grizzlies will spin the puck out to center ice to Genev. Off his stick, Genev gets it back. Skates across center ice right wing, and he'll fire it in as Yevdokimov gets hit in the left corner. Puck goes back towards Tahoe as they cycle it. Now right wing, Gansky fires towards the net and misses as he might have been looking for a cutter and Riley Connors out in front. As Tahoe back in the offensive zone. Couldn't tell what happened. My screen froze for 6 seconds. Yevdokimov crosses center ice. He throws it in as Paperny lets it go towards the right wing. Yevdokimov delivers a hit. He's got pretty good size at 6'1", 190 pounds. Might be a little bit stronger than that. Yevdokimov, 32 years old, out of Kazakhstan. As back behind the net, Bassey gets it towards Ends. Less than 6 minutes left in the first period. Ends slides to center ice. Anthony Collins, the longtime vet, fires it back in. It hits the corner. Bassey plays it at the far goal line. As Utah back to center ice, John Gillette in the area. As Sean Kennedy plays the puck, and he swings and misses it, trying to move it forward. As onside are the Knight Monsters. Right wing backhand shot. That one's blocked away by Bassey. That shot was taken by Connor Merritt, number 14. Now down the middle of the ice. Righty shot. Saved by Bassey. And he holds on as there's 5:27 left in the first. Draws going to be in the Grizzlies zone when we come back as Utah's first period goals from Luke Antonacci and Reed Lebster. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best. Day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Utah leads 2-0 as we're late in the first period. Tahoe's outshot Utah 10-7, but it doesn't matter as Luke Antonacci scored his second of the year, and that was 49 seconds in with Connors and Geneva getting the assist. And then Reed Lebster scored 3:41 into the first period, assisted by the captain Tyler Gratton. As there's 5:22 left in the first period, puck deflects out of play. So good start for the Grizzlies. It's their 26th road game, and the Grizzlies have scored first in 14 of the 26. Really, that's been a big reason as to why the Grizzlies have had some success on the road this season, has been their ability to play with the lead. So Grizzlies with the first 2 goals tonight. Utah wins the draw. They'll slide it towards the far side. Grizzlies skate from right to left as we attempt to see the game. Lebster fires it in. Reed Lebster with 23 goals this season, which is already more than the Grizzly leader had last season. That was Briley Wood, who had 20 goals last season. Wood currently plays with Rapid City. Kevin Wall dumps it in from just outside the Utah blue line. Hanson Buchanan slides up top. Callan, right point, righty shot, and it pinballs around. Callan playing his 200th league game tonight as Antonacci will sky it out towards center ice. Puck hipping out towards the center red line as the Knight Monsters get it back in their own zone. Opener of a 3-game series as Tahoe will switch up skaters. 4:40s left in the first period. Tahoe down the middle of the ice. Grizzlies will tap it up but not out. As Brennan Kapchek, left wing, he'll feed it across. Luke Adam has to kind of change direction and try to play the puck, so the Grizzlies come up with it. Antonacci back towards an air circle as Aiden Hanson-Buchanan gets it. He'll get it towards Antonacci, who nudges ahead towards TJ Sneath. Sneath with a right wing feed towards the middle of the ice, and Tahoe will dump it back in as Antonacci will pitchfork it out to center ice. Puck will wobble back to the Tahoe line. There's about 4 minutes left in the first period. Utah leads 2-0. Tahoe has a 10-7 shot advantage. Massey behind his net will curl the puck towards the near wing as Grizzly gets hit in the back. Now taking it is Antonacci. Grizzlies rolling with 6 defensemen, although it looks like they're switching up the defensive pairings quite a bit. Right wing at center ice. Grizzlies fire it on to Paperny, and he will hold on as Schreifels was in front of him, and Paperny didn't have much of an angle to get rid of the puck. So Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw. There's 3:49 left in the first period. So faceoffs can be over in the right circle. Good start for Utah here so far tonight. 4th game this season between the clubs. Utah is 0-3 against Tahoe this season. Grizzlies are 4-8-1 all-time against the Knight Monsters. Haven't had a power play yet to speak of. No power play or penalty kills on either side. Grizzlies are 7 for 21 on the power play over the last 6 games. As Jake Derflinger, last month there was a Jake Derflinger look-alike contest. Believe it or not, Derflinger, one of the newer members of the Knight Monsters, just a guy with a police-style mustache is Derflinger. As Geneva has a puck in the offensive zone, left wing, lefty shot, saved by Paperny. As Geneva gets it back towards the near goal line, you have Dokimov trying to feed it out in front, looking for Connors. It's taken away. Derflinger will globe it into the Grizzlies zone far side as it's taken by McGrew. As McGrew around Utah's net. McGrew and Gansky spin each other around. Now Gansky back in his feet as he gets it ahead towards Yevdokimov, number 19. Yevdokimov had a productive year with Tulsa 2 seasons ago where he had 18 points in 30 games. As Tahoe over the offensive blue as they skate towards the left side as they try to feed it to Nate Callan down the middle of the ice. Pass picked off. Kennedy with a left wing feed towards Mikey Colella as goes out towards neutral ice. As John Gillette will fire it into the right corner. Colella chasing after it as puck goes towards Gillette. Right wing, lefty shot, and that misses wide. Might have gotten a stick. It might have redirected off a Tahoe stick. As the puck towards the right side, Tahoe back deep in their own zone as Brennan Kapchek gets towards Collins, and Collins backhands it ahead to center ice. Blake Wells will wobble it into the left corner as the puck up and opposite on the ice. As Colby Ends collides with the Knight Monster. Ends wearing number 5. He's back after missing a handful of games due to an upper body injury. As Colby Ends down the middle of the ice, will nudge it ahead. Salem collides with the Knight Monster as they're trying to get to center ice. Taking it back is Casey Bailey, number 25. His left wing feed is overled for Trent Zwick. Zwick, the big 6'6" forward, couldn't reach it. As Evan Friesen down the middle of the ice, taken away by Bailey. He's along the left wing. Antonacci shadows him as Bailey gets hit by Lebster. as Antonacci in the area. Now the puck goes towards the far circle. Grizzlies will sky it out to center ice. Webster over the offensive blue, skates towards the right wing. Centers it to Granton, lefty shot, saved by Paperny. Rebound goes towards Tahoe. Kevin Wall strides along the right wing, steps over the offensive blue, skates to the right circle, take a righty shot that goes wide as he missed the net stick side on Bassey. 1:22 on a moving clock, first period. Utah leads 2-0. Both teams have 10 shots. As the Knight Monsters cross center ice, Bailey gets around Webster, and he'll wobble it in. Bassey will throw it behind his net. Bassey's got a long stick. As Grizzlies out to center ice, they dump it in. As they make a full line change, TJ Sneath and Henri Schreifels rejoin the action. As the Knight Monsters ahead, off a stick, and it flies into the Grizzlies zone. As Mike Gillette will play the puck. Gillette, the former Peoria Riverman of the SBHL. He'll bounce one towards his left for Schreifels, who throws it in. But Perny lets it go towards the far corner. As there's 42 seconds on a moving clock, first period. Now the puck will wobble along the far wing boards deep in the Grizzly zone. Colby Enns runs it down. Enns will outlet it to center ice as the puck goes tape to TJ Sneath. Sneath will dump it in. As Schreifels in the area as the puck goes towards the left corner. As the Knight Monsters will wheel it out to center ice. McGrew dangling back and forth. He hooks the puck towards the right circle. Grizzlies clear it back to center ice. Knight Monsters fire it back in. Bassey displaying good hands, plays behind his net. As Grizzlies out to center ice. Sneath couldn't get a piece of it at center ice, and so the puck goes all the way down for a Utah icing, as there's 4.5 seconds left in the first period. And so barring something crazy happening here at the end of the frame, it's going to be 2-0 Utah. For the Grizzlies, just about all the offensive action came in the first 4 minutes, as Utah certainly established themselves with authority, getting goals from Luke Antonacci and Reed Webster. Schreifels will take the face-off. He's really come into his own over the last week. Schreifels will fire it off the far wing boards. High slot, lefty shot goes wide at the buzzer. And that will do it for 20 minutes over at Tahoe Blue Event Center, as Derflinger and Boilar exchange some words, as Derflinger grabs Boilar by the jersey, as the linesmen try to separate the two. And both teams will cease and desist and head to their respective locker rooms. And for the Grizzlies, it was a highly productive first 20 minutes of play, as they got goals from Luke Antonacci and Reed Webster, and Dominic Bassey was solid in net. Neither team committed a penalty in the first period, and the shots were pretty close to even, and Utah will head to the locker room with the lead. As Boilar talking with referee Grant Hendrick, as looks like we'll skate 5-on-5 to start the second period. We'll come back and recap the first 20 minutes statistically and also go over some scores from around the world of sports. It's the Utah Grizzlies 2 and the Tahoe Knight Monsters nothing. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe that you should get more from less. Like exclusive tires we design ourselves means more tires made for the roads that you drive, less compromise. And we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. And our 60-day satisfaction guarantee means you'll be way more satisfied and way less stressed. For all this and more, you get more from less.
After one period over at Tahoe Blue Event Center, it's the Utah Grizzlies 2 and the Tahoe Knight Monsters yet to get on the board. Luke Antonacci got Utah a 1-0 lead as he scored 49 seconds in. Riley Connors and Danny Genev picked up the assists. So for Antonacci, it's his 7th game in a Grizzlies uniform, and he picks up his 2nd goal. Riley Connors gets his 4th assist of the season. Danny Genev gets his 21st helper of the campaign, which means he is now tied with Aiden Hansen-Bukata for the club lead in assists. And for Hansen-Bukata, he came into play tied for 4th among league rookies in assists. So you can add Danny Genev to that list. He is now tied for 4th among league rookies, as both Hansen-Bukata and Genev have 21 assists on the season. Utah extended the lead about 3 minutes later as Reed Lepster scored his 23rd of the year. It was a 2-on-1. As Gratton got it towards Lepster in the right wing, and Lepster fired it past Paperny. And the Grizzlies, utilizing the transition game, got out pretty quickly. 2 goals in their first 2 shots tonight. As Reed Lepster with his team leading 23rd of the year. Interestingly enough, last season, Briley Wood led the Grizzlies in goals, but he just had 20 all season. And so for Reed Lepster, he's already got 23 goals, and this is just the Grizzlies' 43rd game this season, so who knows how many goals Reed Lepster is going to have by the time we hit mid-April. So Lepster with the goal, and Tyler Gratton's been one of Utah's most productive forwards. He came into play tonight with 8 points, 4 goals and 4 assists in his last 6 games, and so add another assist to Tyler Gratton's record. He now has 15 on the year, and Reed Lepster scored 3:40 in to give Utah a 2-0 lead. And stayed 2-0 throughout the remainder of the first period. There wasn't a single penalty that was called in the first frame, so neither team had a power play. Among the Grizzlies, 10 shots in the first period. Danny Genev led the way with 3. Genev leads the league in shots on goal. He now has 177 after the 3 first-period shots. Genev has been one of the best forwards in the league, and with the first-period assists on the Antonacci goal, he now has 34 points this season, 13 goals and 21 assists. He came into play 2nd among league rookies in points. So watch out for Danny Genev this weekend, as he's been scoring early and often this season. He was productive for the Grizzlies last month in Tahoe, and Genev off to a quick start. He's a +1 and has 3 shots through 1 period. Of the 10 shots we mentioned, Genev with 3, TJ Sneath with 2 shots, and 5 other Grizzlies with 1 shot each, including Antonacci, who scored on his lone attempt at the net. Henri Schreifels, Reed Lepster, Tyler Gratton, and Mikey Coella, each with 1 shot on goal. As Dominic Bassey was solid in net for the Grizzlies, he stopped all 11 shots, and for Jordan Paperny, he saved 8 of 10. So that's the first period over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. Interestingly enough, all 8 Mountain Division teams are in action tonight. One other game in progress, late second period. Greenville and Idaho are tied at 2. That's the opener of a 3-game series there. Lovell and O'Hara have the Greenville goals. Silanoff and Shields have each found the back of the net for Idaho. That game is late in the second period, and Greenville and Idaho are tied at 2. Idaho is 28, 11, and 3 on the season. Other action, all the other games in the league have gone final. Mountain Division action, Kansas City defeats Iowa 4-1, as the Mavericks got goals from 4 different players. Wichita gets a 4-2 victory over Rapid City. Ryan Wagner scored both of Rapid City's goals. Spencer Blackwell had 2 goals for Wichita. Jay Dickman and Mikael Stenell each found the back of the net for the Thunder. And so that game has gone final over at Intrust Bank Arena. Wichita defeats Rapid City 4-2. And over at Credit Union of Texas Event Center, Norfolk defeats Allen 2-1. Danny Caddick had the lone goal for Allen, but 2 first-period goals for the Norfolk Admirals, and they made it stick as Allen outshot Norfolk 29-23, but it's the Admirals that get a 2-1 victory over at Credit Union of Texas Event Center. Other action across the league, Wheeling defeats Fort Wayne 3-2 in overtime. Johnson scored the OT game winner 5:19 into overtime. And if you think about the rules of overtime in this league, 7 minutes as opposed to the 5 minutes in the National Hockey League and American Hockey League, and with with Wheeling scoring 5:19 into overtime, if they're playing by NHL rules, the game would have just gone to a shootout. Guy Carenza and Jared Youngman's Atlanta Gladiators stay red hot as they get their 29th victory of the season. Atlanta defeats Florida 3-1. Will Cranley got the start in net for the Everblades, and he stopped 19 of 22. In overtime, Cincinnati defeats Kalamazoo 5-4 as Villio scored the OT game winner 3:07 in. And also in overtime, Adirondack defeats Worcester 4-3. Hansel scored the game winner 5:49 into overtime. So that's the second example tonight in the league where with the added the 2 extra minutes in the overtime session that they were able to decide the game in overtime as opposed to ending in a shootout. When we come back, we'll go over the NHL scores, including the Utah Mammoths battle against the Detroit Red Wings. After one period over at Tahoe Blue Event Center, it's the Utah Grizzlies 2 and the Tahoe Knight Monsters 0 as Utah got first period goals from Luke Antonacci and Reed Webster. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
After one period, Utah leads Tahoe 2-0. Thanks for hanging out with us as we're hanging out in the Professional Green Studios in the Grizzlies lobby. The Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, are in action tonight. And Arturi Lehkonen has both of the Avalanche goals as he scored his 18th and 19th of the season. Nathan McKinnon with 1 assist and Kel McCarr also with 1 assist. That game is late in the second period, 1:05 left in the second, and Colorado leads San Jose 2-0, and Lehkonen has both of the Colorado goals. After 2 periods over at Delta Center, the Utah Mammoth have a 2-0 lead over the Detroit Red Wings. Sean Dursey scored unassisted 57 seconds in as he picked up his 5th of the year. And then 8:11 into the first period, Nick Schmaltz scored a power play goal. It's Schmaltz's 23rd of the year. Barrett Hayton and Clayton Keller with the assist. And for Keller, that's his 37th assist of the season. And that was 8:11 into the first period to give Utah a 2-0 lead, and that's where we sit after 40 minutes of play. Mammoth have outshot the Red Wings 18-16. Karel Vejmelka is getting the start in net for the Mammoth, and he has stopped all 16 he has seen. For the Detroit Red Wings, Gibson gets the start in net, and John Gibson has saved 16 of 18. So that game is headed into the third period, and the Mammoth have a 2-0 lead over the Detroit Red Wings. Other action in the NHL, Wild and Predators are currently tied at 5 going into overtime. As the most recent goal was scored by Roman Josi, 15:48 into the third period, as he tied it up for the Predators with O'Reilly and Stamkos getting the assists. Early second period, Blues lead the Stars 2-1. After one period, Flames have a 2-1 lead over the Edmonton Oilers. Also after one period, no score between the Canucks and Golden Knights. Vegas Golden Knights are the NHL affiliate of the Tahoe Knight Monsters. Late first period, Kraken have a 2-1 lead over the LA Kings. Actually, it now looks like Seattle has now scored a third goal, as Vince Dunn scored on a power play. And so Kraken now lead the Kings 3-1 with 3 minutes left in the first period. Finals across the NHL. Panthers defeat the Bruins 5-4. Shootout game winner was scored by Brad Marchand. And so he gets some revenge against his former team. Marchand, the shootout game winner, as Florida defeats Boston 5-4. Blue Jackets get a 4-0 victory over the Blackhawks. Not many shots on either side, just 20 for the Blue Jackets, but they made it count by scoring 4 goals as Chicago was shut out. Jet Graves picked up a 21-save shutout for the Columbus Blue Jackets. And one other final, Canadians defeat the Jets 5-1. So that's action across the National Hockey League. Avalanche have a 2-0 lead after 2 periods over the San Jose Sharks, and also after 2 periods, Utah Mammoth have a 2-0 lead over the Detroit Red Wings, as Utah got first period goals from Sean Dursey and Nick Schmaltz. When we come back, we'll have second period action over at Tahoe Blue Event Center, as Grizzlies look sharp in the first 4 minutes, getting goals from Luke Antonacci and Reed Lepster, and Dominic Bassey was solid in net as he stopped all 11 that he saw in the first 20 minutes of play. We'll have second period action on the other side as Utah leads Tahoe 2-0. You are tuned in to the Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
Back to the Grizzlies Hockey Network. I'm Tyson Whiting. Second period action will begin shortly over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. If you joined us late, a couple roster moves were made earlier this week as Yaroslav Yevdokimov was signed by the Grizzlies earlier today, and he didn't have any shots in the first period, but Yevdokimov was on a forward line with Danny Genev and Riley Connors. Yevdokimov had appeared in games with 2 different teams in the Federal League this season, as he was with Biloxi and Columbus. And he also spent 1 game this season with the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, a club that was just at Maverick Center facing the Grizzlies a week ago. He does have some experience in this league with Tulsa, where he had 7 goals and 11 assists in 29 games for the 2023-24 Oilers. And so Yevdokimov, they put him on that second forward line, and it looks like he fit right in. And for the Grizzlies, it was an outstanding 20 minutes of play as Utah is looking to find a way to put together a strong month of February. It's the first game of the month, and Utah just went 2-10-2 in the month of January. And obviously, it's been kind of night and day between the Grizzlies on the road and the Grizzlies over at Maverick Center. Remember, the Grizzlies will be home for 4 games next week as they take on the Idaho Steelheads for a rare Tuesday home game. That's going to be 6 days from now, February 10th over at Maverick Center. And that's the makeup date for the postponed game from December 26th, the day after Christmas, where the league was on a player strike, and the Grizzlies had that December 26th game postponed against Idaho, and that is the makeup date for that game, and that's going to be Tuesday, February 10th. And then the Bloomington Bison will be in town for a 3-game series on February 13th, 14th, and 16th. So make sure to get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. And I know we've only had one period of this road trip, but we are certainly itching and wanting to see some live hockey in the arenas. There's nothing quite like live pro hockey, and it's going to be at Maverick Center for a big 4-game homestand next week, February 10th against Idaho, and then February 13th, 14th, and the 16th against the Bloomington Bison. If you're watching on Flow Sports, looks like there are some first period highlights maybe as they show Samuel Mayer. Even the pronunciation guide says that's his name, even though it's spelled Mayer. Maier's got 10 goals with Tahoe this season. As Schreifels had a pretty good look from the right wing that was saved by Paperny. As Dominic Bassey, he was solid in front. The Grizzlies put together a pretty good defensive 20 minutes of play. Utah was switching up the defensive pairings quite a bit in the first period. Colby Ends back after missing a handful of games. He essentially replaces Robbie Stucker, who was placed on the injured list, and it was the 14-day IR that Stucker was placed on a couple days ago. As I think, oddly enough, in this highlight package, it looks like they have not shown either of the Grizzlies' first period goals. Oddly enough, as Antonacci found the back of the net 49 seconds in, which Genev and Connors gave the assist, and then Reed Lepster made it 2-0 as he scored 3:41 in, with Tyler Gratton getting the lone assists. So in both of Utah's first period goals, it was really the transition game that got the ball rolling for Utah as they found open ice and utilized their speed. And obviously, they're going up against a tough goaltender in Jordan Paperny, who got three victories against the Grizzlies last month over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. As Tahoe got a 3-game sweep, winning by scores of 6-3, 6-2, and 3-2. And in that 3-game series, Paperny had a .947 save percentage. Draws at center ice. It's going to be Evan Friesen out there with Gratton and Lepster as the puck is dropped and we're underway for action in the second period. As Gratton tried to one-hand it ahead and redirects off a Tahoe stick and it goes out of play as a fan comes home with a frozen vulcanized rubber disc. And the draw is going to be at neutral ice. Ends and Salem are the starting defensive pairing here in the second period. Casey Bailey taking the draw for Tahoe against Friesen. Evan Friesen was solid last week in the 3-game series against Greenville. As puck towards the far wing, and it goes towards Tahoe. Knight Monsters get it ahead. Bassey raises his left arm, and the linesmen raise their right arm. Icing on Tahoe as we get our second whistle of the second period, 15 seconds in. So Grizzlies will switch up skaters. Aiden Hansen-Bucata is out there with Luke Antonacci. Hansen-Bucata and Danny Genet have reached time for the club lead with 21 assists. Watch out for those two on Utah power plays. They've certainly been instrumental distributing the puck. We've been skating 5-on-5 this entire game. As Friesen will take the draw against Bailey. Grizzlies won the draw. Hansen-Bucata gets it ahead as the puck around the boards. Reed Lepster, 1 goal tonight, 23 on the season, skates towards the right corner. He gets pushed to the boards as Grant, the Grizzlies captain, off his stick. Friesen in the left corner gets taken away by number 7, Lyndon Algier, a native of Massachusetts, 25 years old. As the Knight Monsters get it back in deep, Hansen-Bucata behind his net as he'll spin it ahead. Long-range feed angle left, goes past everybody deep in the Knight Monster zones. The Grizzlies will switch up skaters. Yevdokimov is out there with Connors and Genev. Now the Knight Monsters down the middle of the ice. Adam lefty shot, saved by Bassey. As Adam, it looked like he tried to shovel it towards the net and fanned on it as the puck just kind of slid slowly towards Bassey, who was able to cover up as he stops play 51 seconds into the second period. So Drow's giving me the Grizzlies zone. Thanks for hanging out with us here tonight. We know there's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there. First of a 3-game set. Both teams will be off tomorrow, and then Friday and Saturday night, they'll both be 7 o'clock starts. This game was originally scheduled to be played on February 8th. Right wing shot, save, rebound shot, and a score. As Poliani gets a bear hug from Knight Monsters, and Devin Poliani has made it a 2-1 game. Knight Monsters had the puck in the right wing as they fired towards the net, and then it just bounced Blondlar was in the area. Massey tried to collect it, and Poliani got the rebound, and he put it away for his 21st of the year. As Devin Poliani's been one of Tahoe's best forwards all season. He gets the rebound and puts it away exactly 1 minute into the second period. As Utah's lead's been cut in half, it's now a 2-1 contest. Grizzlies out towards center ice as they're looking for Yevdokimov as he battles with Mike Van Unen. Van Unen, the former Allen American, as Genev towards the right wing, stops on a dime, and he'll feather it across. Connors trying to center it towards Yevdokimov, and it's taken away by the Knight Monsters. Puck towards center ice off the boards. The bench areas are on the near side as we see it here on Flow Sports. As Yevdokimov rolls it around along the boards. He is 32 years old. Yevdokimov spent some time in the KHL at the start of his pro career. As Genev skates towards the right point. And off the screen, puck at neutral ice. Grizzlies get it ahead. It goes past Van Unen and deep into the Knight Monster zone. Van Unen gets it from Paperny. As the Grizzlies are looking for their first victory against Tahoe this season. Puck towards Utah on the right wing. Grizzlies re-enter. Genev lefty shot saved by Paperny. Actually, that was Mikey Colella. As Colella backhand shot from the near goal line, saved by Paperny. And he holds on as there's 17:57 left in the second. So a good shift by the forward line of Koala with Sean Kennedy and John Gillette. Looks like a pretty good Wednesday night crowd over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. And we do ask for a ton of patience if you're viewing the game on YouTube, but the audio feed is unfortunately, we're at the mercy of what is a not so good camera feed. As Tahoe wins the draw, and they'll sky it out to center ice. Puck Hipponops past Gansky, who will stride after it deep in the Grizzly zone. And it goes all the way down. Arm is raised by the referee. Actually, it was the linesman that raised their arm as icing is on Tahoe with 17:49. That's the time remaining in the second period. Start of a 3-game series. As we mentioned before, both teams will be off tomorrow. Friday and Saturday night will be 8 o'clock starts. Oddly enough, this game was originally scheduled to be played on Sunday, February 8th at 4 o'clock. You know, the problem is that's the start of the Super Bowl. Can you believe they originally scheduled this game to be played the same time as the Super Bowl? So they switched out the February 8th game, and that's why they're playing tonight in the opener of the 3-game set. As out to center ice, Algier moves it in as the Knight Monsters towards the left wing. Lefty shot saved by Bassey. As Adam Pitters negotiated his way around a Grizzly and had a good look from the left wing. Bassey makes the stop and holds on with 17:34 left in the second. So the Knight Monsters, with each of the first 2 shots of this second period. And by the time this game is over, we're going to look at every single fan in attendance over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. Looks like crowd's having a good time. Grizzlies had a season-high crowd of 9,589. For the final Guns N' Hoses Classic in team history, and even though the Grizzlies lost the game 6-3, the day was an overwhelming success with 3 charity games in the afternoon leading up to the Grizzlies game at 7 o'clock. The first game was a 5-5 tie, and then Team Hoses got 2 victories over the Guns. As Grizzlies, year in and year out, have honored police officers, firefighters, and first responders, and no doubt last Saturday was a massive success, even if the Swamp Rabbits got the better of the Grizzlies on the scoring sheet. As Grizzlies in the right point, they get it back in deep as Gratton over in the left corner, as Gratton off Tahoe stick, and that was Samuel Maillet, as puck back to neutral ice, as Antonacci will pitchfork it ahead, as the puck goes into the Knight Monster zone where it's taken by Lyndon Algier, who's a +10 this season. Algier 6'3", 194 pounds. He'll whip it to the right wing, out to center ice. Knight Monsters dangle back and forth, and they'll spin it along the boards. Antonacci throws it behind Utah's net for Henri Schreifels. Grizzlies will slide it back towards Tahoe ice. Kalen Taylor, the former Clarkson captain, he retreats the loose puck, and he'll fling it towards his left. As Casey Bailey battles with Sneath. Bailey moves to the right wing as Trent Zwick over the line. Zwick over to Bailey, who's in the right side. He'll get it across. Taylor just outside the left circle. Will take a lefty shot. Saved by Bassey. And he will hold on as Taylor and Nate Callan collided. As Taylor was on the follow-through of his shot, that Bassey makes the save on with 16:11 left in the second. So faceoff's going to be over in the left circle, which is a roulette wheel. That's what the left circle is in the zone the Grizzlies are defending in the second period. Schreifel's a pretty good story. He scored his first 2 points as a pro last Saturday. Draw one by Tahoe. Shot is blocked by Mike Gillette, who was in the area. As Salem's out there for Utah as well. Left wing, Tahoe dance around. They get it up top. Now righty shot's blocked before it gets to Massey. Puck towards the right corner as Swick gets pushed by Salem towards the left goal line. Schreifel's tried to one-handed ahead as Taylor towards the left point. He'll fire it back towards the corner as Casey Bailey skates back towards Taylor. Now Bailey gets held up as the puck goes towards the left corner. Trent Zwick skates around Utah's net. He feeds to the right side as Callan swung and missed as puck goes back up top. Knight Monsters dance around as Bailey will move it towards the right wing. Now up top. Back towards the right side. Up top, Nate Callan. Righty shot. That one misses wide. Sneath might have gotten a stick in the way as the puck is floated out to center ice by Utah as the Knight Monsters retreat and cross center ice again as Michael Leary whips it around the boards. As Genev over to the left side, kicks it back to the corner. Ends lets it go from one corner to the other. Salem chasing after as the puck will slide towards Massey, but it goes behind Utah's net as O'Leary will cycle it around. Nobody was in the left corner but a Grizzly, and Utah will sky it out to center ice. It goes off a cap check and deep into the Knight Monsters zone. But Perny rolls the puck around his board, around his net, as Van Nuenen battles with Yevdokimov. Puck back to center ice. Connors gets it off the wall. Connors will dump it back in as Genev trying to feed it towards the corner off of Van Nuenen's stick. As Connors will fire it back in deep. Back behind Tahoe's net. Puck is knifed towards the corner in the near side. Grizzlies skate from left to right here in the period. We played about 5.5 minutes of this second period. It's 2-1 Grizzlies as Tahoe got an early second period goal as Grizzlies trying to keep the puck in. But the puck retreated to neutral ice, so Utah's call for offside is there's 14:24 left in the second. Knight Monsters have a 5-1 edge in the shot count here so far in the second period. Devin Poliani scored exactly 1 minute into the second period with Mike O'Leary and Luke Adam getting the assists. So it's a neutral zone face-off. As Sean Kennedy will take the draw against Adam Pitters. Kennedy started the year in the SBHL, and he's been a strong addition for the Grizzlies. Utah will dump it in as Paperny behind his net. He'll whip the puck towards the right wing as Antonacci battles with McGrew. Puck is floated out to center ice. John Gillette in the area as the Knight Monsters will tap it off the near wing boards. Gillette collides with McGrew at center ice. Derflinger gets back checked. Utah took it away. Grizzlies dump it in as Mikey Colella trying to jump around him. Knight Monsters. The puck goes towards neutral ice. As down the middle, McGrew feeds it towards the right wing. Derflinger, toe drag, shot and a score. Jake Derflinger fired away from the right circle as he roofed it over Bassey. Derflinger gets his 5th goal of the year, and it's now a 2-2 game. Knight Monsters quick in the transition game. McGrew just backhanded it towards the right wing. Derflinger, toe drag, got his way around Hanson Bukata, and he fired it past Bassey. So the main assist is going to go to Jake McGrew, who gets his 8th of the year. So second period goals from Devin Poliani and Jake Derflinger have tied it up at 2. Knight Monsters have outshot the Grizzlies 7-1 so far in the second period. As Tahoe gets the puck and Kalen Taylor will fire it in as Massey will stick it towards the far corner. As it's anybody's game now, tied at 2. As Grizzlies 2 goals in the first period and Tahoe with 2 in the second. Lepster of the offensive blue. He gets knifed away by Kalen Taylor. Puck goes back towards Lepster, gets to Gratton at the center ice logo. Gratton down the middle. Now he veers off to his left. Gratton left wing. Lefty shot. And that one sticked away by Paperny. Lepster trying to get it back to the right corner. Taylor will move it ahead. As Knight Monsters enter the zone. As Merritt moves it towards the right wing. It goes past Callan, who gets it off the boards. Callan gets it back in deep. As Anthony Collins back towards the left corner. As Wells collides with Evan Friesen. Grizzlies will bounce one towards the right point, and it's off the stick of Kapchek, and it goes out to center ice. As Tahoe will retreat at neutral ice, Bailey will curl his way around Friesen. Bailey gets back checked by Friesen. Salem will knock it ahead. Webster enters from the left wing, just outside the left circle. As he'll chip one across off a Tahoe stick. Taking the puck off the boards is Kevin Wall. First time he's played the Grizzlies this season. Wall gets around and ends. Now Wall around Utah's net. He tried to wrap it around and shot saved by Bassey as Sneath gets it ahead as he was looking for Schreifels. Now Schreifels in the left wing. He gets it knifed away. Grizzlies trying to get it back towards Schreifels, but he couldn't reach it. As puck to Kevin Wall. He enters from the left side. He'll drop it off. Lefty shot saved by Bassey. That shot was taken by Lyndon Algiers, still looking for his first goal of the year. Sneath ahead as he was looking for Mike Gillette. Now Gillette gets it. Shot to score! Mike Gillette gets his first as a Grizzly, and it's now a 3-2 game. As the Night Monsters turned it over, Mike Gillette, he was just Johnny on the spot. He had five goals in 15 games for Peoria earlier this season. Gillette gets his first ECHL goal, and it's probably going to be unassisted. So what a moment for Mike Gillette, who's in the lineup with his younger brother, John Gillette. And for Mike Gillette, he gives Utah a 3-2 lead. As the Night Monsters turned it over, and Gillette was just down the middle of the ice, and he fired a quick righty shot past Paperny. Interestingly enough, we saw two replays of that Tahoe second period goal. Guess what? We didn't get to see a single replay of Mike Gillette, so you had to see it live, and what a beauty it was. 3-2 Utah. Grizzlies centering past Gansky, righty shot, saved by Paperny. Boy, the Grizzlies are buzzing tonight as Noah Gansky with a grade A look on a nice centering feed from Danny Genev. Utah leads 3-2 as Mike Gillette gets his first in a Utah uniform. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
Grizzlies have a 3-2 lead as there's 11 minutes and 44 seconds left in the second period. Mike Gillette scored unassisted 8:04 in as he converted off a Tahoe turnover. Gillette had 5 goals in 15 games earlier this season with the SBHL's Peoria Rivermen. He had 10 goals and 29 assists for Peoria last season. As puck is skied towards Utah ice, it looks like it goes into the Tahoe bench area. Play stops with 11:36 left in the second. Out of respect of the SBHL, I know a lot of people have this debate as to whether this is Mike Gillette's first pro goal or not. And I think out of respect to the SBHL, we could say it's his first ECHL goal, but it's hard to really say. Some people actually would count this as Mike Gillette's first pro goal. But as we mentioned, out of respect to the Peoria Rivermen and the SBHL, after all, there's some NHL people that spent some time in the SBHL. For Mike Gillette, just his first league goal, right wing shot, and that's blocked by Yevdokimov. Grizzlies have played some good hockey at points here tonight. Grizzlies lead 3-2 as Connors gets it towards Yevdokimov. And Yevdokimov had a stick break as he was looking to center it from the left point. As he gets a new stick from DJ McFarland, the first-year head equipment manager. He replaced Jackson Hibbert, who's currently in his first season with the Tahoe Knight Monsters. Night Monsters enter from the right wing, dancing back and forth is Samuel Maillet. As up top, puck goes towards Mike Van Unen. Left wing, lefty shot goes wide as he tried to go stick side on Bassey, firing over his right shoulder. Grizzlies cross center ice as Geneva will move it towards the near wing boards. Puck goes deep into the Tahoe zone. It's looked like the Grizzlies are making a line change as Mikey Colella is in the area for Utah as the puck at center ice. As Tahoe gets to McGrew, left wing, righty shot, saved by Bassey. And he holds on. And after the whistle, a Grizzly dragged down a Night Monster in front of the crease, and that's Hanson Bukatu. Now gets held up from behind by Jake Derflinger, as Derflinger sporting a mustache, and Derflinger with a bit of a smile on his face. This has been a pretty entertaining game so far, as we're just about through the halfway point. 10:24 is left in the second period. Draws game in the Grizzlies zone. Utah took a 1-0 lead as Luke Antonacci scored 49 seconds in, with Connors and Genev getting the assist. And then Reed Webster scored from the right wing, 3:41 in, to make it a 2-0 game. Tahoe with 2 early second period goals. Devin Poliani scored his 21st of the year exactly 1 minute in. And Jake Derflinger on a toe drag from the right circle scored 6:10 in. As off the draw, left wing, Algier lefty shot, glove saved by Bassey, and he will hold on with 10:19 left in the second. Mike Gillette converted off a Tahoe turnover, 8:04 into the second period. That made it a 3-2 game, and that's where we sit about halfway through the second period. Oddly enough, we haven't had a power play as of yet. Like, Grizzly special teams have been pretty strong over the last handful of games. Utah is 7 for 21 on the power play over their last 6 games, but neither team has committed a penalty as of yet. Shots, Tahoe has 21 and Utah with 13. So the Night Monsters with a 10-3 edge in the shot count in the second period. As the Grizzlies have the puck, they're in their own zone, skating from left to right. They're trying to get it ahead to Webster. It's picked off a new tries as they hook it towards Algier in the left wing, who advanced it to McGrew. McGrew will bounce one to the right corner. As back behind the net, Adam Pitters from one corner to the other as McGrew will slide it back up top. Pitters back towards the corner. Bailey wearing an A on his sweater. He dances around as Antonacci holds him up along the boards. Now Reed Webster takes the puck from McGrew. Grizzlies get it to Tyler Gratton, but it looks like Utah's offside as Gratton kind of slowed down a little bit at new tries, and Webster entered from the right wing. So the Grizzlies are called for offside with 9:43 left in the second period. Time out on the ice, we'll take one as well. Utah leads 3-2 on goals from Luke Antonacci, Reed Webster, and Mike Gillette. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear, we made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down, we go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
Now we're halfway through as Utah leads 3-2. Tahoe's outshot Utah 21-13. Danny Genev leads Utah with 3 shots. TJ Sneath and Mikey Colella each with 2. And then a handful of the other Grizzlies with 1 shot. Draws a new tries after the Grizzlies were called for offside as Andre Schreifels is out there with TJ Sneath. And I believe Yevdokimov in his Grizzlies debut. Yaroslav Yevdokimov, who just signed with the Grizzlies earlier today. As Tahoe's got the puck as Algier gets it ahead to the middle of the ice for Blake Wells, who falls down. As Mike Gillette will backhand it to center ice. Puck goes towards TJ Sneath. He stops just outside the left circle. As he'll fire it in deep off a Tahoe stick. Schreifels loses control of the puck. Mike Gillette in the area as the puck slides to the right wing boards out to center ice. Grizzlies skate from left to right as we attempt to see the game on Flow Sports. Grizzlies roll it in as the Night Monsters back deep in their own zone. Lyndon Algier gets challenged by Schreifels. Both guys wear number 7. Algier in a mostly black jersey with white numbers, white lettering, whips it around the boards, a little bit of teal mixed in. As Collins reverses it back towards the left wing for Trent Zwick, who's a big 6'6" forward. Now centering pass, righty shot, saved by Bassey. That shot, we believe, was taken by Nate Callan, number 26. Now, right wing, Callan fires towards the net. That one's sticked away. Might have been sticked away by Bassey. There was action in front of him. As the Night Monsters towards the left goal line, they skate to the corner. Casey Bailey gets held up by Schreifels. Now you have Dokimov collides with Bailey, and Schreifels holds up Bailey. Everybody hacking away. Genev in the area as well, as Genev accelerates across center ice. Danny Genev towards right wing, lefty shot, and a score! Danny gets his 14th of the year, and it's now a 4-2 game. There's no doubt who I think the rookie of the year is in this league, as Danny Genev got the puck towards the right wing, skated matter-of-factly to the right circle, and he fired a lefty shot past Paperny. It's a multiple-point game for Danny Genev, who now has 1 goal and 1 assist. He now leads the Grizzlies with 11 multiple-point games this season, as Genev extends Utah's lead to 4-2. Here in a few minutes, go to the Grizzlies social media channels to see how that goal looked, because it looks like they're not going to give us a second look here on Flow Sports. But Danny Genev gets his 14th of the year. And so the Grizzlies with second period goals from Mike Gillette and Danny Genev. It was a 2-2 tie. Now it's a 4-2 Utah lead. And the Grizzlies are buzzing, looking for more. Connors along the far side, kicks it up top. Now it's taken by Tahoe as they'll loft it out to center ice. And Gansky, he'll run it down as he gets there about the same time as Luke Adam. Puck is lifted towards the far point as Genev left in the air to try to glove it. As Wallar in the area delivers a hit along the right wing boards. Now left goal line, centering pass on shot goes just wide, as looked like Van Unen was looking for somebody out in front of the net. Poliani back behind Utah's net, and he tried to find somebody out in front, but it goes all the way deep into the Tahoe zone. Knight Monsters outletted to center ice as they enter from the right wing. Does Tahoe as Nate Callan will shovel it ahead. Puck along the boards as Hanson Bukata will move it to the left wing as Colella holds up with the Knight Monster. Wallar in the area as well as Connors and Hanson Bukata looking nearby. 7:13 on a moving clock, second period. Utah leads 4-2 on first period goals from Antonacci and Lepster, and second period goals from John Gillette and Danny Genev. Over the offensive Blues, Riley Connors, he fires in and it's blocked by Pitters as Derflinger with the puck for Tahoe as he loses control. Grizzlies centering pass, lefty shot, and it's blocked as Coelho was looking for his second of the year as Tahoe comes back along the left wing. McGrew held up by Antonacci. Colella joins the play as Tahoe looking for a siren pass. It bounced off of John Gillette. Now the Knight Monsters back one hand one out in front, and it's cut out by Bassi, who makes a save as there's 6:40 left in the second period. It's 4-2 Utah. The Knight Monsters will have an offensive zone draw. The Grizzlies playing very similar to how they performed in the 2 victories against Rapid City on the road a couple weeks ago. Really, the constant theme has been playing with confidence and getting out in open ice and utilizing their speed. And the Grizzlies have been able to do just that here tonight against a pretty good Tahoe club. Freese will take the draw against Blake Wells. Wells was with Utah for a handful of games over the last couple years. Unfortunately, at the start of last season, suffered a season-ending injury. Left wing Taylor's shot is blocked about 10 feet in front of Bassi. Now Anthony Collins, he fires left wing shot, and that one misses as Callan reverses it back towards the left corner as Anthony Collins, who's been a pro for close to 13 years. Wells in the area as well as the puck goes from one corner to the other. Callan feeds it up top. So the Knight Monsters get it back to Nate Callan in the right corner. Over to Wells, who lets it go behind Utah's net. Now left wing, Taylor, lefty shot saved by Bassi. And it looks like he will hold on. There's 6:06 left in the second. Draws going to be back in the Grizzlies zone. Tahoe with a bit of a shot advantage here so far tonight of 24-15. But the Grizzlies really made him count here tonight. 4 goals on 15 shots against a really good goaltender in Jordan Paperny, who seemed to be public enemy number 1 among Grizzlies fans' eyes in that 3-game set last month over at Tahoe, where he picked up 3 victories from January 9th through January 11th. Connors will take the face-off. He's got 1 assist tonight. Draw won by the Knight Monsters over towards the left wing. Kevin Wall to the left corner. He feeds it up top. Taylor left point. He fires lefty shot that goes wide. Bassi was sprawling towards his left after it. Now the Knight Monsters right wing. They try to curl one out in front, and the pass goes awry. Kevin Wall skates in from the left wing. Righty shot, and it's blocked. It might have been blocked by Connors. Now right wing. Righty shot, and a score. So it's now a 4-3 game. As looks like Kevin Wall gets his 11th of the year. Boy, Bassey kind of argued a little bit. Boy, unfortunately, we did not get a good view at all of it as puck was towards the right side. And Bailey was out in front of the net, although they say that Wall got it cleanly. As Bassey was arguing, so was Boilar. It's interesting. They've shown about 4 different replays. Not a single one of them shows you much of anything outside of, because the shot was taken from the right point, and then Wall gets credited with the goal. At least that's what that he's the guy that came out of the celebration pile first. So couldn't really tell. One play with a high stick wasn't a kicking motion. We couldn't really tell anything on any of those replays. But it's a 4-3 game as Kevin Wall appears to get his 11th of the year. Just kind of an unorthodox looking play from the right point. There wasn't a Night Monster that was that close to Bassey. Grizzlies were arguing a little bit. Hard to say what they were arguing for. It didn't look like they had a high sticking motion or anything of that sort. But nevertheless, it appears to be a 4-3 game. There's now 5:45 left in the second period. So a very action-packed series opener. As Grizzlies looking to end a 4-game losing slide. And for the Night Monsters, they were 6-5-1 in the month of January. Tahoe ended a 4-game losing streak with a victory on February 1st at Fort Wayne. 6-2 was the final there. So it looks like there's a bit of a delay. There isn't any live action, so I don't know if they're going to video replay. I would have to assume they're going to video replay just based on how much time there's been since the goal was scored. Obviously, the Grizzlies put up a little bit of an argument saying there was something there that should wipe off the goal. And so I imagine they're going to video replay. Now they've got a center ice face-off, and it's a 4-3 game. So whatever they looked at, they said that the goal counted. So we're back to live action. Antonacci with the puck as he'll feed it in front of Utah's net. Grizzlies skate from left to right. Outlet pass to Schreifels off his stick as it rolls towards Paperny, who keeps the play alive. As towards the left wing, as Schreifels gets it off the Sneath stick. As Schreifels is looking for it in the right circle. And puck back to center ice. Grizzlies come back up with it. Schreifels off his stick. As the Grizzlies fire it back in deep. Paperny lets it go around the boards towards the near side. Puck is skipped ahead. Kennedy down the middle of the ice. Lefty shot. Saved by Paperny off his glove. And the rebound goes back towards Samuel Maillet. And Mike Van Unen backhands it ahead. Ends in the area. Poliani throws a Grizzly towards the far wing boards at center ice. Utah gets it back in deep. As Tahoe. Van Unen out to center ice. The Night Monsters skied into Grizzlies ice. McGrew and Salem chase after it. Salem gets her stride ahead of McGrew. Grizzlies will roof it back to center ice, and it goes out of play. Is it going to be delay of game? 4:35 left in the second. Grizzlies were in their own zone as they skied it towards center ice, but it went out of play. And I wonder face-off's going to be in the Grizzlies zone, we believe. And I'm not sure if delay of game was called. Utah leads 4-3 here late in the second period. We're back in 1 minute on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe that you should get more from less. Like exclusive tires we design ourselves means more tires made for the roads that you drive, less compromise. And we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. And our 60-day satisfaction guarantee means you'll be way more satisfied and way less stressed. For all this and more, you get more from less.
We're late in the second period. 4:35 is the time remaining. Utah has a 4-3 lead as the Grizzlies got first period goals from Luke Antonacci and Reed Lepster, and second period goals from Mike Gillette and Danny Genev. So face-offs in the Grizzlies zone, and it appears we're skating 5-on-5. So we had wondered if there was going to be delay of game on Utah, but apparently not, as Lepster got towards neutral ice, but he gets cut off, and play stops at 4:28 left in the second. As Grizzlies might have been called for offside, as the draw is going to be it's going to be in the Night Monsters zone. So I wonder if they called an interference minor as Lepster was skating in from the right wing. And it is a Grizzlies power play. Lyndon Algier gets 2 minutes. He broke a hockey rule. Didn't get to see the referee's signal, but it did look like Lepster was trying to accelerate into the offensive zone and got cut off by Algier, and I wonder if interference was the penalty. So Grizzlies are on the power play for the first time tonight. They are 7 for 21 over their last 6 games. And overall this season, Grizzlies are 20.3% on the power play. Tahoe will slide it back towards Utah ice. Night Monsters are 81.3% on the penalty kill this year. As Casey Bailey will throw it back towards, and then, my goodness, this camera operator is out to lunch. Puck ended up back at neutral ice and then bounced one onto Bassey. Grizzlies are back in their own zone, skating from left to right. Genev crosses center ice, right wing feed, tape to Lepster. Lepster drops it back to somebody off the screen, and the puck goes back to neutral ice. So the Grizzlies will set up shop in their own zone, skating from left to right. Hanson Bucata over to the left wing for Lepster. Lepster over the offensive blue left wing, skates towards the circle. Lepster now around Tahoe's net. He'll backhand it to Genev along the right wing board. Genev skates towards the right circle. Lefty shot, saved by Paperny. Puck ricochets back towards the right point. AHB gets it. He's got 11 power play assists this season. Over to Genev. He'll feed it to the right goal line for Grattan. Back to Genev. 52 seconds left in the power play. Genev drops it off for Hanson Bucata. AHB high slot, lefty shot, and a score! It's a power play goal as Utah extends the lead. It's now 5-3. And the Grizzlies believe that Evan Friesen redirected it. As Hanson Bucata and the rest of the Grizzlies celebrate their 5th goal of the night. After talking it over in the 5-man celebration aisle, Evan Friesen skated to the bench first as if he redirected the AHB shot. So the Grizzlies' power play stays red hot as they get their 8th power play goal in their last 7 games. Boy, we'd love to have seen a replay to see if Friesen actually did redirect the Hanson Bucata shot, but nonetheless, it's a 5-3 game as the Grizzlies pick up their 3rd goal of this second period. Draw won by Utah as the Grizzlies have been buzzing offensively. Friesen gets the goal. Genev and Grattan with the assist. And so that's Danny Genev's 3rd point of the night with 1 goal and 2 assists. And for Tyler Grattan, he now has 2 assists tonight. So another multiple point game for the captain as there's less than 3 minutes left in the second period. Tahoe over the offensive blue right wing as Boilar collides with the Night Monster. Puck towards the right corner. Now Boilar will chip it ahead out to neutral ice. And it goes back into the Night Monster zone as Tahoe runs it down. No icing on the play. As the Night Monsters will slice it out to center ice right wing. As Tahoe over the offensive blue. As the Night Monsters get it towards Trent Zwick just outside the left circle. Zwick around the boards as Bailey couldn't reach it. As Tahoe gets it back towards Kevin Wall, who gets it knifed away. Now high slot, lefty shot, saved by Bassey. Shot was taken by Samuel Maye, who's got 10 goals this season. As Bassey holds on as he had Luke Adam out in front of the net, trying to redirect it, the Tahoe captain. Faceoff's going to be in the Grizzlies zone with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second period. So how about this? 5 goals on 17 shots for the Grizzlies tonight. And Evan Friesen with the power play goal. He gets his 12th goal of the year. With Genev and Grattan getting the assists. Even though I thought it might have been AHB who was out taking the shot from the high slot. But right now, Friesen from Genev and Grattan is what the goal is listed as. As puck towards the left corner. It's in the Grizzlies zone. As Tahoe reverses it back to the right corner. It's taken by Colby Enns. About 2 minutes left in the second period. Enns, the first-year pro, head towards center ice as Grattan got spun around. Puck hipping ups in the Tahoe zone as there's no icing on the play. Algier will move it ahead. Bouncing puck, Tahoe collects it. Adam towards the left circle as Luke Adam trying to feather one out in front. It's cut off by Bassey. Salem is in the area as well. As Salem takes the puck, he'll skate along the far wing. Salem will pitchfork it ahead as the puck will squib out to center ice. Tahoe fires it off the near wing boards. Now Poliani moves towards the right side. Lefty shot saved by Bassey. Now looking for the rebound, but Adam Pitters couldn't get a shot off. He's got 4 goals this season. Left wing Taylor fires towards the net and misses. As Taylor on a one-timer from the left side. Now down the middle of the ice, one-timer. That one's blocked away by Bassey. As that shot was taken by Poliani, who's got 1 goal tonight and 21 on the season. As McGrew gets it back in deep as Adam Pitters in the right corner. Feathers one up top. Tahoe back towards the left wing for Taylor. As Taylor couldn't get a shot off as he had Lepster nearby. As Lepster gets it to Gratton, who will float it forward towards the Tahoe zone. Callan will run it down in the far corner. Less than 1 minute left in the second period. It's 5-3 Utah. Tahoe enters from the right wing. They'll squib it to the left corner. As McGrew gets it off the boards, he'll feed it to Derflinger, who's in the left wing. Derflinger gets pushed by Hanson Bukata. As the puck back behind Utah's net. As Antonacci holds his ground. John Gillette moves it back towards the left wing. Kevin Wall, he'll feed it up top. High slot, lefty shot. That's blocked. It was blocked by John Gillette. Gillette, the first-year pro at a Holy Cross. As Kennedy fires it in with 25 seconds left, he chases after it. Cap check, rolls it off the far wing boards. As Bailey knifes it back towards center ice. Now Mike Van Unen, he'll fire it in deep. As towards the right corner, Grizzlies with a gentle push in a mild arc, and the old biscuit bounces at center ice. Left wing off of Bailey's stick. Antonacci back deep in the Grizzly zone. 2 seconds left in the period. And that will do it for 40 minutes of good hockey for the Grizzlies. They led 2-0 after 1 period. Tahoe scored 2 unanswered early in the second frame. But the Grizzlies held strong and eventually got goals from 3 different players, as it's been a balanced attack for John Buchanan's crew. First period goals from Luke Antonacci and Reed Lepster, and second period goals from Mike Gillette, Danny Genev, and Evan Friesen. So the Grizzlies have a lead after 40 minutes of play, and we'll see if they'll hold on and pick up their 16th victory of the season. It's been a good effort so far for Utah. Tahoe has outshot Utah 29-17, but the Grizzlies with 5 goals on 17 shots against a good goaltender in Jordan Paperny. We'll come back and recap the first 40 minutes and also go over some scores from around the world of sports. We'll check in on that Colorado Avalanche game as they had a 2-0 lead after 2 periods against San Jose. We'll also check in on that Utah Mammoth score as they had a 2-0 lead after 40 minutes of play against the Detroit Red Wings. Utah's up 5-3 on the road over at Tahoe Blue Event Center in the opener of a 3-game series. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe that you should get more from less. Like exclusive tires we design ourselves means more tires made for the roads that you drive, less compromise. And we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. And our 60-day satisfaction guarantee means you'll be way more satisfied and way less stressed. For all this and more, you get more from less.
After 40 minutes of play over at Tahoe Blue Event Center, the Utah Grizzlies have a 5-3 lead in what's the opener of a 3-game series over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. And boy, we'd love to get a plane ticket and support the Grizzlies over in State Line, Nevada, but the Grizzlies have played some good hockey here this evening as they're looking to end a 4-game losing slide. Utah got it done early as Luke Antonacci scored 49 seconds in with Connors and Danny Genev picking up the assists. Then the Grizzlies extended the lead as Utah had a 2-on-2, maybe a 2-on-1. Tyler Gratton had the puck down the middle of the ice. He moved it to his right for Lebster, and Lebster put it away for his 23rd of the season. That was 3:41 into the first. Shots were pretty close to even in the first period. Tahoe with 11 shots and Utah with 10 as the Grizzlies had a 2-0 lead after 20 minutes of play. Both teams had 3 goals in the second frame. Tahoe scored exactly 1 minute into the second period as Devin Poliani got his 21st of the year with Luke Adam and Mike O'Leary getting the assists. And then Jake Derflinger tied it up on a toe drag from the right wing. Derflinger with his 5th goal of the year with Jake McGrew and Samuel Maye getting the assist. At least that's what the pronunciation guide says for Maye, who spells his last name M-A-Y-E-R. Derflinger with his 5th of the year. It was 6:10 into the second. That tied it up at 2. Grizzlies took a 3-2 lead as Mike Gillette scored unassisted. And that was his first as a Grizzly and first in this league. That's 8:04 into the second period, and that gave Utah a 3-2 lead. Gillette had 5 goals in 15 games earlier this season with the SPHL's Peoria Rivermen. Utah extended the lead to 4-2 as Danny Genev skated along the right wing. Had plenty of momentum, got towards the right circle, and he fired it past Paperny. Right now it's listed as unassisted as Genev gets his 14th of the year, and 11:40 into the second, Utah extended their lead to 4-2. At Tahoe, cut into Utah's lead to 4-3 as Kevin Wall scored 14-15 in. He took the shot from the right point. Looked like the puck had a little bit of English on its way to Bassi, but there was a little bit of a delay after the goal, so maybe they did go to video replay, but the goal counted. Wall with his 11th of the year with Nate Callan and Trent Zwick getting the assists. Utah got back on the board on a power play as Aiden Hansen-Buchanan took a shot from the high slot, and it was redirected by Evan Friesen as Friesen gets his 12th of the year. They've got the assists all sorts of screwed up on the ECHL app as Hansen-Buchanan took the shot, but right now he's not listed as having an assist. Right now, Genev and Gratton are listed with the assists. We know that it should be Hansen-Buchanan getting one of the 2 assists. We're not entirely sure who would get the other helper, but Grizzlies power play has continued to be mighty, and we're looking for a power play. The only penalty so far is Lyndon Algier, who picked up an interference minor 15:32 in as Reed Lebster drew the penalty. I think we're looking for this thing to be called a little bit tighter, considering how good the Grizzlies have been on the power play lately, where they are 7 for 21 over their last 6 games. Utah's got 1 power play, and they made it count as Friesen redirected the Hansen-Buchanan shot. 16:45 into the second. That gave Utah a 5-3 lead, and that's where we sit after 40 minutes of play. In the second period, Tahoe outshot Utah 18-7. But it's the Grizzlies that have a lead as they've got 5 goals on 17 shots here so far tonight. In terms of the 17 shots Utah has, Danny Genev leads the way with 5. Right now he's listed with 1 goal and 2 assists. We're not sure about that second assist on that Friesen goal. We do know that Hanson Buchanan should get one of them, but we're not sure yet if it's Genev or Tyler Gratton that would get the other helper. But right now it's listed as a 3-point night for Danny Genev. For Tyler Gratton, he's got 2 assists, and the captain's been outstanding so far tonight. Otherwise, it's been a pretty balanced attack. Obviously, goals for Luke Antonacci, who scored on his lone shot. Evan Friesen, 1 goal on 1 shot here tonight. And Reed Lebster also with 1 goal on 1 shot. And Mike Gillette with 1 goal on 1 shot as well. So it's been a team effort for the Grizzlies, and they've certainly looked sharp against a pretty good Tahoe Knight Monsters club. Dominic Bassi has saved 26 of 29 as he has held strong for the Grizzlies. Bassi, over the last handful of games, has really done a great job in keeping the Grizzlies in games. Over his last 5 contests, Bassi has a .913 save percentage. And so he's held strong as he has saved 26 of 29. On the Tahoe side, Jordan Paperny, who's a pretty good goaltender. We saw that last month where he won 3 games against Utah on 3 straight days. Paperny has saved 12 of 17 through 40 minutes. Attendance has been counted over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. 2,634 is the attendance over in State Line, Nevada. Other action across the league, all 8 Mountain Division teams are in action tonight. Greenville and Idaho are tied at 2 heading into overtime, as Lovell and O'Hara have the goals for the Swamp Rabbits. Silanoff and Shields have each found the back of the net for the Stillheads. They're going to overtime, tied at 2 over Idaho Central Arena in the opener of a 3-game series. Norfolk gets 2 first-period goals, and they made it count as they defeat Allen 2-1. Wichita gets 2 goals from Spencer Blackwell and 1 goal each from Jay Dickman and Mikael Stenell as Wichita defeats Rapid City 4-2. Kansas City gets a 4-1 win over Iowa as the Mavericks got goals from 4 different players. Kansas City continues to stay on a roll as they get their 31st victory of the year. Kansas City 4, Iowa 1. In overtime, Wheeling defeats Fort Wayne 3-2 as Johnson scored 5:19 into overtime. Guy Krenz and Jared Youngman's Atlanta Gladiators get a 3-1 victory over Florida. Will Cranley, the losing goaltender for the Everblades tonight, as he saved 19 of 22. Cincinnati gets a 5-4 win in overtime over Kalamazoo, and Adirondack defeats Worcester 4-3 in overtime. When we come back, we'll check in on the NHL scores. We'll see if the Mammoth come away a winner over the Detroit Red Wings, and the Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, are in action tonight against the San Jose Sharks. After 2 periods over at Tahoe Blue Event Center, Danny Genev right now has 1 goal and 2 assists as he's led the Grizzlies to a 5-3 lead over the Tahoe Knight Monsters. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
After 2 periods over at Tahoe Blue Event Center, it's the Utah Grizzlies 5 and the Tahoe Knight Monsters 3. In the National Hockey League, the Colorado Avalanche get a 4-2 victory over the San Jose Sharks. Arturi Lehkonen with 2 goals to lead the Avalanche. Josh Manson also with the goal. And Nichukin had 3 assists to lead the Avalanche as they get a 4-2 victory over the San Jose Sharks. Colorado with 2 goals in the second and 2 in the third. San Jose scored 2 third-period goals. The Utah Mammoth come away a winner tonight in their final game before the Olympic break. Utah 4 and Detroit 1. As Karel Vejmelka stopped 29 of 30. Nick Schmaltz had 1 goal and 1 assist. Dylan Gunther and Sean Dursey each found the back of the net, and Clayton Keller had a third-period empty net goal as the Mammoth come away with a 4-1 victory over the Detroit Red Wings. Detroit outshot Utah 30-25, but it's the Mammoth that come away with a 3-goal victory, 4-1. It's the final game before the Olympic break for the Mammoth, and they've certainly played some outstanding hockey. And if the playoffs start today, the Mammoth would be in as one of the wild card spots as Utah goes to the Olympic break. Not sure if they've updated tonight's game on the NHL app, but right now Mammoth are 30-23-4, and they've got 64 standings points. And right now they would have the top wild card spot in the Western Conference. And so the Mammoth would be postseason bound, and that would certainly be an exciting thing to happen here in the Salt Lake Valley, considering the Mammoth in their second year of existence, and the Salt Lake Valley has not seen an NHL playoff run as of yet. And so that would certainly be, you talk about the town being alive. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when the Utah Jazz reached the NBA Finals in back-to-back years, and anytime the Jazz have had a strong team, this city just comes alive. And I know that for the first playoff run in Utah Mammoth history, this city is going to be buzzing unlike anything we've seen in quite some time. So the Mammoth get a victory 4-1, and we'd like to welcome those of you who had been tuned in to the Mammoth game against the Detroit Red Wings. Thanks for joining us here tonight as the Grizzlies have a 5-3 lead after 2 periods in the first of a 3-game road trip over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. Other NHL action, early third period, Stars lead the Blues 4-2. After 2 periods, Flames lead the Oilers 3-2. Leon Draisaitl has both of the Oilers goals as Calgary's got goals from 3 different players. After 2 periods, Golden Knights lead the Canucks 3-2. Also after 2 periods, Kraken have a 3-2 lead over the LA Kings. Finals across the National Hockey League in a shootout. Panthers defeat the Bruins 5-4. It was Brad Marchand scoring the shootout game winner for Florida. Blue Jackets over the Blackhawks 4-0. Canadians get a 5-1 win over the Jets. And in overtime, the Wild defeat the Predators 6-5. Jared Spurgeon with the OT game winner 4-14 in. And so Minnesota wins a wild one, if you will, 6-5 over Nashville. When we come back, we'll have third period action over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. Grizzlies right now have 1 goal and 2 assists from Danny Genev. Grizzlies have goals from 5 different players. Luke Antonacci and Reed Webster with first period tallies. And the Grizzlies got second period goals from Mike Gillette, Danny Genev, and Evan Friesen. For Friesen, he picked up a power play goal redirecting an Aiden Hansen-Bukata shot, 16:45 in. Utah's 1 for 1 on the power play. Tahoe is yet to go on the man advantage. For the Grizzlies, they've been outshot 29-17, but Utah has really done a good job making those shots count as they have 5 goals on 17 shots against Tahoe goaltender Jordan Paperny. We'll come back and have third period action on the other side. You've been tuned in to the Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. We're about set for third period action as Utah leads Tahoe 5-3. What's on tap later on this week? The Grizzlies will be off tomorrow, and then they'll resume their series with the Tahoe Knight Monsters on Friday night at 8 o'clock, and then Saturday, February 7th, will also be an 8 o'clock face-off. Next week, the Grizzlies will have 4 straight home games. They'll face the Idaho Steelheads on February 10th, and that's going to be the rescheduled game from December 26th that was due to the player strike, as the Night Monsters are in for a rare, or the Steelheads are in for a rare Tuesday home game for the Grizzlies, and that's going to be February 10th at 7 o'clock. And then the Bloomington Bison will be at Maverick Center for a 3-game series on February 13th and 14th at 7 o'clock, and Monday, February 16th at 3 p.m. Make sure to get your tickets at UtahGrizzlies.com or call the Maverick Center box office, 801-988-8000. That's 801-988-8000. As the Grizzlies next week will be home for 4 games, 1 against Idaho on February 10th, and then 3 against the Bloomington Bison on February 13th, 14th, and 16th. The Tahoe Knight Monsters will be in town later on in February, as they'll be at Maverick Center on February 25th, 27th, and 28th. Don't forget that Grizzlies Fight Cancer Weekend will be against Tahoe, and that's going to be February 27th and 28th. 20 minutes are put on the scoreboard clock as Evan Friesen will take the draw. He's got Gratton to his left and Lebster to his right. Salem and Enns are the defensive pairing. Grizzlies win the draw. Salem gets pushed towards the near wing boards. Grizzlies skate from right to left in the period. Right wing, Casey Bailey, righty shot saved by Bassey, and the puck deflects out of play off the protective netting as we get a whistle 13 seconds into the third period. So draws give me in the Grizzly zone. Tahoe has been towards the middle of the pack in terms of shots per game, but they've already taken 29 on Dominic Bassey. Friesen will take the draw against Casey Bailey. Boy, Evan Friesen's been a strong goal scorer for the Grizzlies as of late, as he has 4 goals in his last 7 games. With this being the 7th game, he scored the power play goal, redirecting the Aiden Hansen-Bukata shot late in the second period. Tahoe right wing, Kevin Wall fires a centering pass that redirects off a Tahoe stick. Now the Night Monsters get towards the right wing. Wall with a righty shot, and that one's blocked away. Not sure if it got to Bassey or not. Now left wing, as Tahoe fires into traffic, Grizzlies stick it away. As Utah bounces one towards Tyler Gratton as he collides with Brennan Kapchek for Tahoe. Now the puck is into the Night Monster zone, but Trent Swick gets it for Tahoe. Swick had a run in the middle of the season where he was an outstanding goal scorer. Up top, Antonacci, already 1 goal tonight. He fires a righty shot, saved by Paperny. Looked like Tyler Gratton tried to redirect it out in front, but Paperny made the stop, and he holds on with 18:58 left in the third. So faceoff's going to be back in the Tahoe zone. Looks like in the first whistle of every period, they show 2 people who are sitting between the bench area. That's the first whistle every period, apparently, over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. So draw's going to be over in the left circle as it's won by Connors and the Grizzlies. Hansen-Bukata gets it towards Yevdokimov. Yaroslav Yevdokimov, who just signed with the Grizzlies earlier today, is wearing number 19. Sorry, pass. Shot to score! Genevieve to Connors to the back of the net. Riley Connors gets the 6th of the year, and it's now a 6-3 game. And it's another assist for Danny Genevieve, who had the puck behind Tahoe's net, and he found Riley Connors out in front. Connors went glove side past Paperny, and the Grizzlies continue to roll. It's now 6-3. And for the Grizzlies offensively, boy, what a night. 6 goals on just 18 shots against a good goaltender in Jordan Paperny. So for the Grizzlies, it's the first time they've gotten to 6 goals since January 24th, where they defeated Rapid City 6-2. That was the last time the Grizzlies won a game. Utah's looking to end their 4-game losing slide. And, boy, the Grizzlies have been buzzing here tonight. So we know Geneviève's going to get the main assists on the Connors goal. Not sure if Yevdokimov's going to get the other assists as the puck goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. As Utah will get it ahead towards Riley Connors. He crosses center ice down the middle. He'll chip it towards Geneviève, who feeds back towards the right wing, centering pass to Connors. Shot! And not sure if Connors got much on the shot, as it would have been 7-3. Great passing by the Grizzlies. Connors lets it go towards neutral ice as Riley Connors towards the end of what was a productive shift. Down to the right wing. Righty shot saved by Bassey. And he holds on as Jake McGrew skated towards the right wing with some momentum. Fired away, but Bassey makes the stop, and he holds on with 18-13 left in the third. So at 6-3 Grizzlies, let's see if we can get the scoring on Utah's most recent goal. Is Connors with his 6th of the year. He now has 1 goal and 1 assist tonight. Danny Genev and Yaroslav Yevdokimov with the assists. So for Yevdokimov, it's his first point as a Grizzly. And for Danny Genev, he's now listed with 1 goal and 3 assists. As we played about 2 minutes of this third period, as Tahoe's in the offensive zone, they get it up top. Left wing, lefty shot, saved by Bassey. And he holds on as he makes the stop in the butterfly position in the front of the crease. 18:01s left in the third, and Tahoe's up to 31 shots to the Grizzlies' 19. But the only stat that matters, the Grizzlies already have 6 tonight, as they've got 6 goals on 19 shots. Face-offs in the left wing, and the linesman says we'll do it over again. For the Grizzlies, it's the 14th time this season they've scored 4 or more. They've had a few where they've scored 6 or more. As Tahoe out towards center ice, now the Grizzlies take it away. Colella chasing after it as John Gillette has a glance over him as Tahoe enters from the right wing. As Knight Monsters, right circle, Pitters with a lefty shot, and it's blocked. As now the Knight Monsters get it back in deep as the puck will slide towards the right wing. As Kennedy gets it, and he'll toss it towards Mikey Colella as he'll dump it into the right corner. And icing is on Utah with 17:25 left in the third. The most goals the Grizzlies have in a game so far this season is 7, and that came twice. That was the road trip before the Christmas break. Utah defeated Kansas City 7-4, and then the Grizzlies scored 6 goals in the third period in a 7-4 victory on December 21st. For the Grizzlies, it is the 5th time this season that they have scored at least 6 in a game. As Grizzlies back towards the near wing, as TJ Sneath will hike it out towards center ice, but it goes back to the Knight Monsters to re-enter from the left wing. As they'll plop it in towards the right wing boards. Swick collides with Salem as the puck is lifted off the glove of Nate Callan. As the Knight Monsters, left wing cross center ice, and they'll chip it in as it goes towards the right corner. Salem in the area as puck is off the screen. And we have to laugh at how bad this video feed is. Otherwise, we'd cry or get angry about it. As Knight Monsters enter from the left wing as Kevin Wall skates around a Grizzly. And it looked like a Grizzly dragged him down, and the referee says a goal was scored. So it's now a 6-4 game. It looked like a Knight Monster tried to slither his way around Salem. Puck ended up in the back of the net, and it's Kevin Wall. As Wall got around Salem, and puck ended up crossing the goal line. So it's now a 6-4 game as Wall got around Salem. As... Boy, not sure if it got kicked in or not, as looked like Wall got dragged down on the initial shot. And then puck just deflected past the goal line. Like Grizzlies kind of put their palms in the air. Wonder if there was a kicking motion there as Wall just redirected it off of Bassey, and then the puck just kind of found its way in the back of the net. Might have gotten in off a Grizzly, whether it was Salem or Colbienza's skate. Hard to really tell whether there was a distinct kicking motion by a Tahoe player. But it's now a 6-4 game. Not sure if they're going to go to video replay or not. There's 16:44 left in the third. What a crazy game this has turned out to be. So I believe it might be Kevin Wall that would get the goal. That would be his 2nd of the night and 12th of the season. I wonder if they're going to video replay or not. They're showing a bunch of fans having a good time as they see themselves on the big screen over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. But it doesn't help us out in trying to figure out if they're going to video replay to make sure it's a goal or not. It does look like Luke Salem has picked up a penalty, which would be, when was the penalty, though? Because if Wall got around Salem and Salem dragged Wall to the ice, goal gets scored, wouldn't it be a delayed penalty? If the referee deemed that the Salem penalty happened before the goal got scored. Because right now they've got Tahoe listed with a power play according to the score bug on the left-hand side of the screen. But then again, those are some of the details that don't matter. We just see, I guess we just are going to see fans dancing and having a good time. So 16:44 left in the third period. It's now a 6-4 game. And so if it was a Luke Salem penalty, it appears that the Knight Monsters have scored on the delayed penalty. We're going to skate 5-on-5. As faceoff's going to be at center ice. Freese and Lebster and Granton out there for Utah. Knight Monsters goal scored by Kevin Wall with Casey Bailey and Trent Zwick getting the assist. And that was 3:16 into the third period. And we believe that was scored on a delayed penalty. As puck goes deep into the Grizzlies zone, as we've seen ourselves a very entertaining game so far. As Evan Friesen crosses center ice, gets it to Lebster, back to Granton left wing. Granton tried to center it to Lebster, who gets dragged to the ice. Lebster crashes along the boards, gets back to his feet slowly. Puck towards the left corner, but it's going to be a penalty on the Knight Monsters as the whistle blows, and looks like Utah is going to get their second power play of the night. As Luke Adam is skating towards the penalty box, as he dragged down Reed Lebster as Lebster tried to get a centering pass from the captain, Tyler Gratton. So we didn't get to see the referee's signal as to what Adam got on the penalty, but the Tahoe captain will sit in the box for 2 minutes. 16 minutes and 16 seconds are left in the third period. Grizzlies get their second power play of the night, and Utah is now 8 for 22 on the power play over the last 6.5 games. That has certainly been a strong part to their offensive force. Friesen redirected a Hanson Bucata shot, and so AHB now has 12 power play assists on the season to lead all league rookies. Lebster gets the puck around the boards after the Grizzlies won the faceoff. Genev right now is listed with 1 goal and 3 assists. Not sure about that late second period assist. We know AHB got robbed of a helper late in the second period. AHB gets it back towards Genev. He's just outside the right circle. Chip it back to Hanson Bucata out of RIT in Ohio State. He'll get it towards the right corner, and the Knight Monsters will fire it all the way towards Bassey. Bassey outlets it ahead about 30 feet. Hanson Bucata moves to his right. Lebster over center ice. He'll drop it back for Genev. Back on a right wing feed to Lebster off the boards. Lebster in the right point, trying to get around a Knight Monster, but Mike O'Leary takes it away, and O'Leary will fire it back to Utah ice. 1:10 left in the power play as Hanson Bucata guides it towards his right. Grizzlies cross center ice. Lebster chips it back towards the Utah line for Genev, who races across center ice left wing. Genev over the offensive blue, tries to spin off of Callan. Genev falls down, and the Knight Monsters will skip it all the way towards Bassey. As Bassey will drop it as the Grizzlies get towards Hanson Bucata. And off the screen, the Grizzlies will fit in a line change. HB drops it towards Riley Connors, who has 1 goal and 1 assist tonight, off the Colella stick. And puck goes to the middle of the ice. Tahoe skates in. Backhand shot saved by Bassey as the puck's still alive. Grizzlies in their own zone. Less than 30 seconds left in the power play. Connors will chip it to his right for Colella. Back towards Connors. Connors skates towards the right wing. Righty shot to score! Riley Connors gets the second of the night, and it's now a 7-4 game. So the Grizzlies are now 2 for 2 on the power play tonight as Riley Connors skated in with momentum on the right wing, as Luke Adam is yelling at the referee, as now Adam might pick up another penalty if he continues his argument. Grizzlies power play has been buzzing so far over the last 6 games, and they're now 2 for 2 tonight as Riley Connors Skated in with momentum on the right wing, and he fired it past Paperny. So big night for Riley Connors with 2 goals and 1 assist. And the Grizzlies' power play continues to buzz. Right now, they've listed Noah Gansky with an assist on the Riley Connors power play goal, 5:24 in. It's now the Grizzlies 7 and Tahoe 4. As Utah is now tied for a season high in goals in a game, as they had 7 goals on December 19th in Kansas City and 7 goals on December 21st in Tulsa. Gansky's got the puck as Grizzlies been buzzing here tonight. 7 goals on just 20 shots. As the puck is lifted out to center ice, it's taken back by Tahoe. Rink wide feed angle left goes tape to tape as the Knight Monsters trying to drop it back for Connor Merritt. It's taken away by Utah, and the puck will deflect out of play as there's 13:52 left in the third period. Have a night, Riley Connors. He has 2 goals and 1 assist. Evan Friesen with a late second period power play goal. And the Grizzlies lead the Knight Monsters 7-4. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe that you should get more from less. Like exclusive tires we design ourselves means more tires made for the roads that you drive, less compromise. And we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. And our 60-day satisfaction guarantee means you'll be way more satisfied and way less stressed. For all this and more, you get more from less.
They are dancing in the streets of West Valley City as the Utah Grizzlies have a 7-4 lead over the Tahoe Knight Monsters. Fans are dancing to the Macarena. But Utah's got 2 goals and 1 assist from Riley Connors. Danny Genev is listed with 1 goal and 3 assists. And it's been a very balanced attack as just about everybody's contributed to the cause. Dominic Bassey has held strong as he has saved 29 of 33. Grizzlies have 7 goals on just 20 shots tonight. Utah now is tied for their club lead in goals in a game this season with 7. December 19th and December 21st on the road. The Grizzlies also scored 7 goals. As Luke Salem has the puck in the left point, he'll chip it to the right corner. Grizzlies skate from right to left as we attempt to see the game on Flow Sports. Tahoe enters from the left wing as McGrew gets it towards the left corner as Salem delivers a push on Adam Pitters as Grizzlies come out of the pile with the puck. Colby Enns will nudge it ahead towards his right. Grizzlies cross center ice, and Friesen dumps it in slowly. Grizzlies fit in a full line change as the Knight Monsters back deep in their own zone. It's the opener of a 3-game series. Both teams will be off tomorrow, and the Grizzlies and Knight Monsters will battle on Friday night at 8 o'clock. As Hanson Bukata slides one towards his left, and the Grizzlies will get it in from center ice as Paperny behind his net. He's been in there throughout, but it's been a struggle for him. He's a good goaltender, but he's given up 7 on 20 shots here tonight. Hanson Bukata gets back in right wing, and icing is on Utah with 12:46 left in the third. Power play's gotten the job done once again for the Grizzlies. Utah's power play certainly been mighty. They're up to 8th in the league on the power play as they've been in the middle of the pack for most of the season. Utah's 2 for 2 on the power play, and they've yet to go on the penalty kill. The Tahoe third period goal that was scored by Kevin Wall, we believe, was a delayed penalty goal, 3:16 in with Bailey and Swick getting the assists. Of the 20 shots the Grizzlies have so far, Danny Genev leads the way with 5, and that's no surprise. He came into play leading the league in shots on goal with 174. As Kevin Wall, number 94, he's got 2 goals tonight. He has 6 shots to lead the Knight Monsters. He'll feed it to the right corner as Trent Swick, number 76, big 6'6" forward, lose control of the puck. Hanson Bukata gets ahead to Genev. Genev down the middle of the ice, slap shot, and on the back check, Swick got a stick in the way. As puck back up top, Gansky skates towards the right circle. Gansky with a righty shot, he scores! Noah Gansky gets his third of the year, and this baby's in the refrigerators. It's now an 8-4 game. Gansky gets his first third period goal this season. Each of his first two goals had come in the first periods of games. And how about that? Noah Gansky now with a multiple point game. And the Grizzlies with a season high 8 goals. 8 goals on 21 shots here tonight against the Knight Monsters. Well, Utah looking to break a 4-game losing skid, and they're doing so in style. We're not sure if away from the screen Tahoe is making a goaltending change or not. We believe they might, as everybody's just kind of lingering around at center ice. Jack Bostet, Bostedt is the backup, and we imagine that Bostet's going in to replace Jordan Paperny. As the camera doesn't have the presence of mind to pan over to the left to show us if there's a goaltending change or not. Gansky scores with Danny Genev getting the assist, 7:48 into the third period. So have a night, Danny Genev. He came into play second among all league rookies with 33 points, and Genev right now is listed with 1 goal and 4 assists. As puck deep into the Grizzlies zone, arm is raised by the referee, and it looks like icing is the call with an even 12 minutes left in regulation. So it does look like, according to the ECHL box score, that after the 8th goal, Paperny was removed, and Jack Bostedt, Bostedt, his last name, he is in net for the Knight Monsters. Bostedt is 6'2" and 195 pounds. He's got a .909 save percentage on the season. So the Grizzlies have 3 goals on 4 shots so far in this third period. Grizzlies lead 8-4 as Gansky skates around Tahoe's net. Gansky, the big 6'7" defenseman, drops it off behind the spot he vacated. Sean Kennedy trips up a Knight Monster, no call. As Kennedy towards the right wing gets spun around, Tahoe takes control of the puck. Grizzlies skate from right to left here in the period. As the puck goes back towards Utah ice. As taking the puck is Mikey Colella. As he'll get it to the right wing. And Grizzlies dump it in. Schreifel's chasing after as the Knight Monsters slide it out to center ice. Tahoe gets it in from the left wing, and they'll ricochet it off Utah's backboard. Massey plays it behind his net, drops it for Salem, who gets held up. Schreifel's in the area, battles with Collins. Now Anthony Collins feeds it up top, left point. Tahoe gets to the right side for Callan. He'll take a righty shot, and it goes wide as TJ Sneath delivers a hit along the left wing boards. Callan skates around Utah's net with momentum. He'll feed it to the left circle. Lefty shot gets redirected and flies out of play off the protective netting as there's an even 11 minutes left in the third period. So a ton of scoring for the Grizzlies. 2 goals in the first, 3 in the second, and 3 in the third. It's a season high 8 goals for the Grizzlies tonight. And for Utah, it's been an outstanding offensive display, and it's not necessarily been a high shot volume. As obviously the Grizzlies are just at 21 shots tonight, but they're certainly making them count this evening. A big part of it was the Grizzlies getting off to a quick start and playing with a lead as opposed to having to play catch-up, as the Grizzlies scored the first 2 goals of the night, each of them in the first 4 minutes of regulation. As Friesel bouncing off the skate of Grattan, as a centering pass from Maya is taken away by Utah. As Lebster dumps it into the left corner, Grattan chases after. He collides with the Knight Monster as Tahoe gets it ahead. As racing across center ice, Casey Bailey. Now make that Jake McGrew, number 15. McGrew accelerates around Gansky. McGrew feeds it out in front, and a bounce off a Hanson Bucata skate. As Grizzlies will loft it out to center ice. As Knight Monsters will switch up skaters. Grizzlies have Genev on the ice right now. He's listed with 5 points, 1 goal, and 4 assists. Puck around the boards. Tahoe skates towards the left goal line. Centering pass. Shot goes wide as they're looking for Casey Bailey out in front. Now Bailey flips one to the high slot. Cap check. High slot. His shot's blocked. As the puck towards the left wing. Tahoe in the offensive zone. So we're halfway through the third period. Out towards Cap check. Now down the middle. Swick. Right wing. Shot. And that one's deflected. Puck goes up top. Bailey. Shoulder fakes. Now gets to the middle of the ice off of Genev's stick. Kevin Wall gets it for Tahoe. He'll fire it into the right corner. As the Knight Monsters pitch it back towards the right side. It's knifed away by Boilar. Puck goes out to center ice. Genev gets it. Genev, high slot. His lefty shot's blocked as it was blocked by a stick as he was just dropped in. He just kind of dropped over in the high slot. As we're hanging out here in the Professional Green Studios in the Grizzlies lobby, as Kevin Wall surrounded by 4 Grizzlies, he'll squib one across off the boards. Tahoe from the right goal line fires onto Bassi, who covers up. 9:13 left in the third period. It's 8-4 Grizzlies. We're back in 1 minute on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Now it's been an entertaining one from the Grizzlies' standpoint as they lead 8-4 halfway through the third period. In terms of the shot count, both teams have 4 third-period shots. Grizzlies have 3 goals on 4 shots. Now about Danny Genev. Right now he's got 1 goal and 4 assists. Noah Gansky with 1 goal and 1 assist. And Riley Connors with 2 goals and 1 assist. Dominic Bassi has held strong as he has saved 29 of 33 for Utah. Jordan Paperny, the Tahoe goaltender, stopped 13 of 21. He was replaced by Jack Bostet. Bostet, B-O-S-T-E-D-T. He is in net for the Knight Monsters. 9:13 left in the third. Connors with 2 goals tonight. He has 7 on the year. He wins the neutral zone draw. Grizzlies get it ahead. It goes past Yaroslav Yevdokimov, making his Grizzlies debut. He just signed earlier today. He's wearing number 19 for the Grizzlies. He's been lined up with Genev and Connors all game. As puck goes deep into the Grizzlies zone, it's the first time since January 3rd where the Grizzlies have had all 18 skaters available. As Tahoe skates in from the right wing with momentum. Shot. Arm is raised by the referee. And it looks like Bassi makes the save. Tripping's going to be the call. And it's going to be a Tahoe power play. As the Knight Monster came in with all sorts of momentum along the right wing. They fired onto Bassi and got tripped up. Looks like Luke Salem's going to the box. So the Knight Monsters will get their first power play of the game. So there's 8 minutes and 44 seconds left in the third period. Might have gotten a quick glance of Jackson Hibbard, the Tahoe equipment manager. He was with the Grizzlies for many years, including the last 2 years as head equipment manager. As faceoff's going to be over in the right circles, the Grizzlies penalty kill talks things over. Tahoe's power play is 0 for 11 over their last 4 games. Grizzlies penalty kill is at 78.9%. It's the Grizzlies 8 and the Knight Monsters 4. The 8 goals are a season high for Utah. They had 7 goals on December 19th and December 21st. Grizzlies win the faceoff as they get it towards the far corner and slice it all the way down towards Jack Bostet. Both teams will be off tomorrow. Next game will be on Friday night at 8 o'clock. Callan moves to his left as the Knight Monsters cross center ice. Tahoe's power play is 21.3% on the season. As the Knight Monsters dance around in the right point, up top, Callan moves to his left. Knight Monsters lefty shot goes wide. It looked like they were looking for more of a redirection as there's 2 Knight Monsters in front of the crease. Anson Bucata will helicopter it all the way deep into the Knight Monster zone as the Grizzlies will switch up skaters. Reed Lepster on the ice. He's got 1 goal tonight and 23 on the season. Lepster has 2 shorthanded goals this season. Grizzlies have 5 shorties on the campaign as Tahoe rolls it along the boards. Poliani already has 1 goal tonight. He gets spun around. Lepster takes control of the puck. Lepster gets towards neutral ice. No fired in as Lepster got elbowed by Poliani. As Lepster will stay on the ice, Poliani will come off for Jake McGrew. About 50 seconds left in Tahoe's power play and 7.5 minutes left in regulation. As the Knight Monsters over the offensive blue, as they skeet towards the left wing, looking for a centering pass, shot and a score. Trent Zwick looked for a centering pass. I'm not sure if it got through towards McGrew. McGrew talks it over to Zwick. Looks like McGrew skeets towards the celebration aisle first. It's a power play goal as the Knight Monsters cut into the lead. It's now an 8-5 game. As Zwick got around two Grizzlies, centered it. Not sure if the puck ended up getting to McGrew or not. It looked like Jake McGrew was in the motion of shoveling it in. It does look like Zwick was able to find McGrew, and so McGrew's going to get the goal. It's a power play goal. Both teams, they've been solid on the man advantage. Utah's 2 for 2, and Tahoe's 1 for 1. It's an 8-5 game as there's 7.5 minutes left in the third period. We're skating 5-on-5 as Tahoe gets it head to center ice. Now the Knight Monsters skate in. McGrew gets back checked by Connors. McGrew backhands it to the left corner. As behind the net, Boileau and Gansky battle with a couple Knight Monsters. Connors joins the play as the puck is rolled to the middle of the ice off of Geneev's stick. Puck off of Geneev's skate now as Connors gets the puck. He's on hat trick watch as Connors will fire it towards the left corner at the end of his shift. As Boston plays behind his net. Ahead towards Jake Derflinger, who races down the middle of the ice. Derflinger gets back checked by Geneev as Geneev drags down Derflinger. Out at center ice, John Gillette throws it in. As John Gillette's brother, Mike Gillette, picked up a second period goal, which was his first as a Grizzly. John Gillette this season has 7 goals and 8 assists. Action around Boston's left shoulder as Kennedy in the area along with Gillette and a couple Knight Monsters. Kennedy gets some lumber in the back from Blake Wells. Wells played 4 games for the Grizzlies over the last 2 seasons. Wells has 3 goals and 4 assists in 19 games for Tahoe. Knight Monsters towards the left wing. They get spun around with Colby Enns. Salem in the area. John Gillette joins the play as there's about 6 minutes left in the third period. Salem holds his ground. So is Gillette on Blake Wells as Moffitt tries to break free as Merritt will skeet towards the bench area for Tahoe. Scrum continues as Colella gets hit in the back. Salem gets pushed by a Knight Monster as Colella back to his feet. Mikey Colella as he gets held up along the boards by Wells. 5:39 on a moving clock, third period. Puck will squib towards the left point. Lefty shot. That one's blocked away. Not sure if it got to Bassey on this camera feed or not. As Enns back behind Utah's net. As Trent Zwick hits Salem in the back. Remember, Salem and Zwick got in a fight last month over at Tahoe Blue Event Center. As puck goes back towards Salem, and he'll backhand it ahead. As puck goes to the Tahoe line, where the Knight Monsters in their black jerseys with a little bit of white and teal mixed in, as they'll squib one towards the left corner. Antonacci will play the puck behind Utah's net. Luke Antonacci, 1 goal tonight. He has 2 on the season. It's his 7th game as a Grizzly as he plays the puck behind Utah's net. Puck will go towards the near corner now up top. Tahoe left wing. Lefty shot saved by Bassey. Rebound goes towards Tahoe along the far goal line as they'll skate back to the point. Now drop it to the spot that's vacated. As Salem collides with Casey Bailey. Bailey wearing number 25. He's got some NHL experience. Feeds it up top. Now Bailey gets it back from Lyndon Algier. Over to the right corner. Zwick centers it, and Grizzlies clear it back towards the near wing boards. Puck is still in the Grizzlies zone. 4.5 minutes left in the third period. Wall overskates the puck, and the Grizzlies will clear it all the way towards Boston, who plays it in front of his crease. Puck still alive. 4 minutes and 18 seconds left on a moving clock, third period. Grizzlies lead 8-5. Adam ahead towards Pugliani. Adam tried to get the centering pass from Gansky, but Luke Adam got a stick lifted. Arm is raised by the referee. Looks like hooking's going to be the call. Not sure who it's on. 4:07's left in the third period. We'll find out how this one ends on the other side. It's the Grizzlies 8 and the Knight Monsters 5. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Looks like Reed Lepster's picked up a penalty with 4:07 left in the third period. And so it's going to be Tahoe's second power play of the third frame. Grizzlies are up 8-5. Reed Lepster, not sure the box score hasn't updated itself. But it looks like Lepster's in the box according to the score bug. And so it's a 5-on-4 power play for Tahoe. As the Knight Monsters win the draw, they skate from left to right here in the period. Left wing, righty shot kick saved by Bassey. That shot was taken by Casey Bailey. It will skate towards the left point. Bailey being hidden by the score bug in the top left corner of the screen. As he dances around, feeds towards the left goal line. And it trips off a stick as Poliani's got the puck. He's in the right corner. Sires to Luke Adam, who will backhand it towards the middle of the ice. Shot and a score. As the puck redirected, there was a broken stick. Utah says it was played with a high stick, but looks like it's going to be an 8-6 game. Wait, what a crazy redirection as Adam was in front of the net. So was a couple Knight Monsters. And the puck just kind of lifted and it was batted by Trent Zwick. Zwick took a swing and so did Evan Friesen about 10 feet in front of the crease. Kind of right on the borderline of where you would call puck being played with a high stick. Grizzlies certainly argued it. But it's an 8-6 game right now as the puck's going to be dropped at center ice. Grizzlies are hoping for a video replay of some kind. As we know, unfortunately, from the 2023 playoffs, unless they've changed the rule, can't review whether a puck was played with a high stick or not. The Grizzlies lost a playoff game in that fashion. So Grizzlies are just going to argue and hope that the referee and maybe the two linesmen change their mind. Looked like it was kind of on the borderline whether it was played with a high stick or not. Remember, Zwick goes 6'6". And so if he bats it about chest high, it's a little bit higher than somebody that's an even 6 feet batting it. So a little bit of a stoppage of sorts as the officials talk things over. If that power play goal counts, then both teams would have 2 power play goals tonight. So it looks like the draw's going to be at center ice, and the goal's going to count. It's the Grizzlies 8 and the Knight Monsters 6. As Friesen will take the draw at center ice out there with Gratton and Lepster. Riley Connors on hat trick watcher, 2 goals, 1 assist tonight. Grizzlies have goals from 7 different players this evening. Noah Gansky, 1 goal and 1 assist. Danny Genev right now is listed with 1 goal and 4 assists. As action behind Bassey's left shoulder deep in the Grizzlies zone. Utah with 8 goals on 21 shots. As taking the puck is Evan Friesen. Friesen gets back checked, but he'll move it to the right wing for Lepster. Lepster backhands it in as Tahoe's goaltender is still in there for the time being. Friesen and Gratton battle in the near corner with 2 Knight Monsters. Tahoe comes out with the puck. And they'll slide it back towards Utah ice. Hanson Bukata runs it down. AHB ahead to Gratton off of Friesen. Now AHB gets it back. We'll get to Antonacci, who will race out to neutral ice. Antonacci will stride towards center ice in the right wing. He'll wrap it around the boards as it goes deep into the Tahoe zone. As the Knight Monsters get it to the middle of the ice, John Gillette takes it away. But the puck just kind of lays at the Tahoe line where it's taken back by Nate Callan. As Callan drops it ahead, puck to the middle of the ice. Tahoe recovers as going after the loose puck was Riley Connors and John Gillette. Tahoe crosses center ice left wing. Now they step over the offensive blue, pretty close to being offside as Callan wraps it around the boards. 2:17 on a moving clock. Tahoe gets to the left wing. Righty shot's blocked. As the Knight Monsters get it up top, Callan gets the wall on the right side. Wall toe drag, shot, and that's blocked. It's blocked by Connors. As Wall gets it back, he'll feed it to the left circle off a skate. Back to the wall. Kevin's his first name. He's got 12 goals this season, including 2 tonight. Knight Monsters back behind Bassey's net as it goes towards the right corner. Luke Adam will feather one around the wall. Now towards the left wing. Dancing around is Kevin Wall. He's just outside the left circle up top. Now Luke Adam, one-timer. Bettman misses wide. Grizzlies say it deflected out of play, and the officials concur. 1:39 left in the third period. It's 8-6 Grizzlies. Boy, we're going to have a ton of fun during the postgame report, recapping all the scoring. Looks like the Knight Monsters have called their timeout. We'll keep it here as Tahoe trying to climb back into this one. John Buchanan, the Grizzlies' first-year head coach, is talking with Reed Lepster and Noah Gansky and company. Well, you never know what you're going to get when you watch a hockey game. Are you going to get an 8-6 game, or are you going to get something a little bit more low scoring? For the Grizzlies, the 8 goals are the most they've scored in a game this season. And for Utah, they're looking to end their 4-game losing skid. Grizzlies have been a strong road club this year. They're 12-11-2 on the road. It's already the 26th road game this year. So after tonight, just 10 more road games for the Grizzlies. Don't forget, both teams will be off tomorrow. Friday night will be the second of a 3-game set. Coverage begins at 7:50 and face off just over 8 o'clock, just past 8 o'clock in the Mountain Time Zone. Not sure if we'll get to see whether Tahoe's emptied their net for an extra attacker or not. As draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. Tahoe has outshot Utah 35-21. The Knight Monsters have a 6-4 edge in the third period. So the Grizzlies with 3 goals on 4 shots in the third. Danny Genev, 1 goal and 4 assists. Tyler Grant, the Grizzlies captain, with 2 assists. Riley Connors, 2 goals and 1 assist. Faceoff's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. 1:37 is left in the third. And it appears the draw is going to be in the right circle. And we believe that Tahoe's net is empty. Evan Friesen will take the draw against Luke Adam. Friesen scored a late second period power play goal for Utah. As a draw won by the Grizzlies. Reed Lepster will fire towards the empty net. And a score! And it's now a 9-6 game as Lepster gets his second of the night. And the Grizzlies put this baby in the refrigerator as they get their 4th goal on 5 shots here in the third period. So another 2-goal performance for Reed Lepster. He now has 14 goals in his last 20 games. Lepster with his team leading 24th of the year. It's the Grizzlies 9 and the Knight Monsters 6. So Grizzlies looking to find a way to break through offensively, and they did just that. As Tahoe wins the draw, they're back in their own zone. Boston is back in net for the Knight Monsters. So Grizzlies, who scored 9 goals in their last 4 games, all of them Grizzlies losses, they have scored 9 here tonight. As Utah's call for icing with 1:14 left in the third. And according to the ECHL box score, they say Noah Gansky scored the goal at 18:26 into the third. Do we even bother going over the scoring if it's going to look like that with all sorts of errors and things of that nature? We know it was Reed Lepster. We never did get to see a replay, but we do know it was Lepster scoring the empty netter and not Noah Gansky. So it's 9-6. Utah is out in front. And this box score's got all sorts of errors to it. More errors than Jose Offerman playing shortstop for the Dodgers in the 1990s. 1:05 left in the third, and the Grizzlies ice the puck. The arm is enthusiastically raised by the linesmen. The linesmen tonight are Cameron Dykstra and Austin Bove. So there's 1:03 left in regulation. The Grizzlies are going to get their 16th win of the year. So for the Grizzlies, they scored 9 goals in each of their last 4 games. And obviously have got 9 here tonight. Nine goals are a season high. as draw one by Tahoe. They fire towards the net, and it goes wide as Bassey lifted his left glove to try to make a save. Now back behind Utah's net as Evan Friesen pushes Adam Pitters. Grizzlies will squib one out towards center ice. Gratton chasing after it. As taking the puck is Samuel Maillet. At least that's what the pronunciation guide says. As Tahoe gets it back behind Utah's net. The puck will drift towards the right wing. As less than 32 seconds left in regulation. Webster's got 2 goals tonight. Riley Connors 2 goals and 1 assist. As Grizzlies will fire in from center ice on towards Bostert. As now there's 20 seconds left, and for the Grizzlies looking to find a way to gain some consistency and start the month of February after really a tough January where they went 2-10-2, and the Grizzlies start February on the winning note. 6 seconds left. Action around Bassey's left shoulder. 2 seconds left. 1, and that will do it. Grizzlies win! Grizzlies win! Grizzlies win 9-6, and there was no doubt about it. Reed Webster scored his 23rd and 24th goals of the season. Danny Genev's listed with 1 goal and 4 assists. Noah Gansky, 1 goal and 1 assist. And Riley Connors had 2 goals and 1 assist. As the Grizzlies come through with 4 goals on 5 shots in the third period. Utah was 2 for 2 on the power play. And Dominic Bassey gets the victory in net as he saved 29 of 35. Grizzlies get their 16th victory of the year as they are now 13-11-2 on the road this season. What a complete effort as the Grizzlies score a season-high 9 goals this season. Obviously, Tahoe was 6 on their side, but hey, the Grizzlies come through with the 2 standings points as they stay with a winning record on the road this season. So the Grizzlies head to the locker room victorious as they get their first victory since defeating Rapid City on January 24th. Grizzlies scored 6 goals that night, and they've got 9 here this evening. 9 goals on just 22 shots. So Grizzlies are heading to the locker room victorious. Final score from Tahoe Blue Event Center. It's the Utah Grizzlies 9 and the Tahoe Knight Monsters 6. Post-game show starts in 30 seconds on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverick Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
So Grizzlies come through with a big victory, 9-6, the final score. Let's go over the scoring as it appears on the box sheet, the box score on the ECHL app. Now, we do warn that there may be more errors in this box score than Dean Palmer playing third base for the Texas Rangers in the 1990s. But nevertheless, Luke Antonacci scored 49 seconds in with Riley Connors and Danny Geneve picking up the assist. That gave Utah a 1-0 lead. And then the Grizzlies got a 2-on-1 a few minutes later, and Tyler Gratton was to the middle of the ice. He fed it to his right for Reed Webster. And Webster from the right wing put it away for his team leading 23rd of the year. Goal was scored 3:41 into the first period. Utah led 2-0 after 20 minutes of play. Tahoe outshot Utah 11-10 in the first period. Knight Monsters got on the board exactly 1 minute into the second period as Poliani got his 21st of the year. Luke Adam and Michael Leary picked up the assists. Jake Derflinger tied it up at 2 as he scored on a toe drag from the right wing as Derflinger got his 5th of the year. Jake McGrew and Samuel Maillet each picked up an assist, and that was 6:10 into the second as Tahoe scored 2 unanswered early second period goals. Mike Gillette got his first as a Grizzly as Tahoe turned the puck over down the middle of the ice, and Gillette fired away with a righty shot past Jordan Paperny. It was unassisted 8:04 into the second to give Utah a 3-2 lead. Danny Geneve extended Utah's lead to 4-2 as he scored 11:40 in. It's Geneve's 14th of the year, and right now he's listed with 1 goal and 4 assists on the night. Tahoe scored to make it 4-3 as Kevin Wall got his 11th of the year. Nate Callan and Trent Zwick with the assists. Grizzlies got a power play. late in the second period. Aiden Hansen-Bukata took a shot that was redirected by Evan Friesen. Well, Aiden Hansen-Bukata right now doesn't have a point, according to the ECHL box score, even though he was the one that took the shot. Right now, they've got Genev and Grattan listed with assists, so we know that one of those two will be denied assists later on when they take an extra look at it. Friesen did get a piece of it, as he now has 12 goals in the season, 16:45 into the second. That made it a 5-3 Utah lead. It stayed 5-3 throughout the rest of the second period. Tahoe outshot Utah 18-7 in the second period, and both teams scored 3 goals. Early in the third, Riley Connors scored 104 in. It was his 6th goal of the year. Danny Genev and Yaroslav Yevdokimov each picked up the assists. For Yevdokimov, he was making his Grizzlies debut tonight as he signed earlier today. And for Danny Genev, that was listed as his 3rd assist of the night. That made it a 6-3 game as Connors scored a 5-on-5 goal in minute 4 into the third periods. Kevin Wall got a 2nd of the night, with Casey Bailey and Trent Zwick getting the assist 3:16 in. That made it a 6-4 game. Connors scored a 2nd of the night, 5:24 in, with Noah Gansky getting an assist. And so that made it 7-4. And then Gansky scored 7:48 in as he scored from the right wing. It's his 3rd of the year. Each of Gansky's first 2 goals were scored on Sunday afternoons in the first period. So it's his first third period goal this season. Danny Genev picked up the lone assist. And with that, it became an 8-4 game, and Tahoe switched up goaltenders as Jordan Paperny was replaced by Jack Bostet. Paperny stopped 13 of 21, and Bostet didn't see a single shot in the final 11 minutes and 26 seconds of regulation. And then Tahoe picked up 2 power play goals. Jake McGrew, 12:35 in, and then Luke Adam made it an 8-6 game as he scored on a power play 16-19 into the third. However, Adam was nowhere near the net. Puck just kind of took a crazy bounce, and then it looked like it was somebody else that batted the puck in the back of the net. So hard to, they gave it to Adam. It definitely did not look like Luke Adam took the shot. But nevertheless, that made it an 8-6 game. We clearly saw Reed Webster fire an empty net goal 18:26 in. However, the box score says that it was Noah Gansky that scored. We believe it was Webster, though, getting his 2nd of the game and 24th of the year, and that was 18:26 into the third period. That made it a 9-6 game, and that's where it stood as the Grizzlies scored 4 goals on 5 shots in the third period. And even though Tahoe outshot Utah 35-22, it's the Grizzlies that come away with the victory as their record goes to 16-23-4. Utah is now 13-11-2 on the road this season. Special teams played a factor tonight. Both the Grizzlies and the Knight Monsters were 2 for 2 on the power play. So what a crazy one. Unfortunately, as we mentioned, there's multiple errors on the box score. So I guess right now the totals would be listed as unassisted, as unofficial. But Reed Webster, 2 goals. He was a +2. Danny Genev right now is listed with 1 goal and 4 assists. Noah Gansky, 1 goal and 1 assist. And Riley Connors had a big night as he had 2 goals and 1 assist. 3 stars of the game, which quite frankly is botched up a little bit because right now they've got Gansky listed with 2 goals and 1 assist. Gansky played an outstanding game. 1 goal and 1 assist. He was a +1 and had 2 shots. He is the 3rd star of the game. 2nd star goes to Danny Genev, who right now is listed with 1 goal and 4 assists. He had 5 shots to lead Utah. Danny Genev is the number 2 star. The number 1 star, who was my pick to click coming into play tonight, Riley Connors. He ended the night with 2 goals and 1 assist. He was a +2 and had 2 shots. So Riley Connors is the number 1 star of the game. 2nd star is Genev, and Noah Gansky is the 3rd star of the contest. Well, for the Grizzlies, they scored a season-high 9 goals. Here tonight, they scored 9 goals in each of their last 4 games combined. All of them Grizzlies losses. And so for Utah, obviously, it's tough to give up the 6 goals, but the Grizzlies put together an outstanding effort offensively. And really, for the first time since January 3rd, Grizzlies were playing with a full lineup as they had 18 skaters on the ice for the first time since January 3rd. And And Utah certainly used them all, as just about everybody contributed to the cause. And even the players that didn't score points tonight contributed in other ways. One assist for Aiden Hansen-Bukata, and he ended the night a +3, even though he didn't get an official shot on goal. For Geneva, he had 5 shots to lead the Grizzlies. Mike Gillette picked up his first Grizzly goal, 8:04 into the second period. He had 5 goals earlier this season in the SBHL with Peoria. Just about everybody contributed to the attack, and Dominic Bass, even though he gave up 6, he stopped 29 of 35, and he picks up his third victory of the season as his record goes to 3-4-2. If you joined us late, goaltender Anson Thornton joined the Grizzlies earlier today. Thornton last season played for the Allen Americans. He suffered a season-ending injury at Maverick Center about 12 months ago, and so obviously he's coming back from that lower body injury. And so Thornton was backing up Dominic Bassey tonight. Who knows, maybe later on this week, Thornton will get a start for the Grizzlies. He's currently in the last of a 3-year NHL entry-level contract with the Utah Mammoth. So a good victory for the Grizzlies tonight, 9-6 the final score. And so we'll see what happens on Friday night. Both teams will be off. It's possible that either the Grizzlies or Night Monsters will get a practice in tomorrow. But nevertheless, Grizzlies victory as they get their 16th win of the year. And they did so against a pretty good Tahoe club who have now lost 5 of their last 6. But Tahoe's record falls to 23-17-2-2. Well, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We know that, unfortunately, due to this video feed, which, quite frankly, was below average, we tried to do the best we could, but it was a little bit difficult at times to try to describe the game. So thanks for hanging out with us tonight. And obviously, the Grizzlies are thrilled to get the victory this evening, as they are now 16-23-4 on the year. Next broadcast of Grizzlies hockey will be on Friday night, 7:50 pregame show, 8:05 face-off. I'm Tyson Whiting, and I'm just pursuing my dream, and that's to someday get to the National Hockey League. Tonight, Riley Connors had 2 goals and 1 assist. Danny Genev listed with 1 goal and 4 assists. Noah Gansky, 1 goal and 1 assist, and the Grizzlies got contributions up and down the lineup. Luke Antonacci with his 2nd goal as a Grizzly. Mike Gillette with his 1st goal as a Grizzly. And what a performance by Evan Friesen, who redirected an Aiden Hansen-Bukata shot late in the second period. And the Grizzlies put together a strong offensive 60-minute effort. We'll talk to you on Friday night. Thanks for hanging out with us this evening. I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. You've been listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. Good night, everybody.